Ah yes, suggestion box time, boys. Ah yes. Definitely feeling like I'm having a brighter day. The suggestion box is here once again. The feedback goblin is once again getting his daily dose of nonsense being fed to him. Because of course we cannot come up with an actual independent thought in our head without having to ask everybody else. Which is not a bad thing. It's just it's always a DSP style thing when he does it. You know how it goes. But hello and welcome to the stream. I was kind of waiting for this to happen, and I kind of knew that at the beginning it was going to piss him off, and I actually was just hoping I was just going to get felted through and through. I thought, okay, this guy, he's going to read like the first sentence, he's going to be like, there's a troll comment, it's going to be whatever, it's not going to matter, nothing matters, blah blah blah. Suck my fucking dick. But the problem is that he has been very wary of wanting to do anything with the suggestion box as of late. Even though he proposed this, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Roughly, it's been about 2 weeks. Nobody has really wanted to bite, especially because of the last time they got burned on the suggestion box. And now that he has tried it again, he has been avoiding it because all of the suggestions he's been reading and approving manually have all been things that he doesn't want to do and he kind of fucking hates. Like, actually fucking hates. And it kind of reflected with how he came off today. So that was pretty good. I only listened to just my portion, obviously. Let's switch over really quick. Okay, there we go. Hello everybody. I don't have my hands connected, so don't ask me to wave at you guys. I could, but I don't wanna. Not right now anyway. But hello and welcome to the stream. You know what, I'm gonna connect my hands. Let me see your hands. I want to see your hands. I want to shake your hand. Let me shake your hand. I can't find the cord for it. I'm not gonna worry about it. But hello, welcome. We're going to go over the nonsense for today. Kick ass, you updated the... No, I didn't. This isn't updated. It's still the same one, damn it. Man, you guys making it... Look, I know I'm pretty lazy, but, you know... I didn't update it yet, obviously. Okay, so we have, of course, I've been looking for the one stream where he literally read off 2 suggestions from the suggestion box. I don't actually know which day that this happened, only because he has a tendency of saying the word suggestion way too fucking much, singular or plural. So I actually can't find the pre-stream where he read off like 2 of the suggestions, but they would have been from here. Now, the funny thing about these suggestions, he can pretend that trolls influence this. The trolls actually did not influence this. I mean, yeah, there are trolls that are participating. I'm not going to point out which one of the trolls. People who know are going to know. Let's put it that way. If you know who's the troll in here. But more importantly, when this was posted from a one Secretary Ann's archive, this suggestion right here, this was the top rated comment before people kind of knew about it. Like, I kind of kept quiet about it. I think people started reading it, and then I made a slight mention of it, and other people started broadcasting, which is fine. That's completely fine. you know, I actually think this is okay, because at the end of the day, if DSP wants feedback, he should be able to accept feedback regardless if it's from an actual fan or a troll or even a third party. And in this particular case, it is from a troll. Though I don't think anything I said is actually negative. If you're gonna go for top comments at the moment, I'm ranked #1 with no help from any trolls, really. I've been #1 and I will continue to be #1. It's because a lot of the points that I made, not 10, 8, idiot. If you can count the bullet points, I even numbered them for you. All 8 of them are relevant. They're literally relevant. I only made 1 typo and 1 mathematical error, which you didn't even get to. So now I get to correct myself without you making fun of my mathematical error. You literally could have read it on here. You know what actually pissed him off? Right here. When he got to the short in the pre-stream section. This is actually the fucking straw that broke the camel's back right the fuck here. And guess what? OP Boone fucking agreed with me. He actually rebutted all the points and said he agreed with all of them. Okay. But of course, you guys are here for the actual what he said, what was said, you know, all that. And at some point, this is going to go down, which I already have the raw fill ready to go on the side. We can pull him up whenever needed. If needed, of course. The pre-stream comment will always say, yeah. The pre-stream comment will always set him off because he's already convinced himself at this point. The pre-stream is like an integral part of the content. It's like you have to do it. If you don't do it, then what are you fucking doing, right? Like, he has nothing better to do right now. And I get it. His content's that shit, right? But, you know, maybe just do something else, I suppose. Let me see. Can I get the... I have an image of it. There we go. This way I can blow it up for you guys. Look at that. You can see all the typos and everything I had on here, and let's fucking go. I can even zoom in and help read it because the fucking chat was tiny over on
Nerevar,
over in there.
I've come to inform you that the Red Guard you owe massive amounts of gold to has arrived.
I don't care.
Seems
that Red Guard, he's not getting a bloody fucking septum from me. Never. Never.
Where's the goddamn money? Where's the goddamn stuff? And where's my gun?
We're gonna talk about this. All right.
You're making an idiot out of
So where did he start this? I feel like I should use raw fill. You know what? Yeah, I should use raw fill. If I don't use raw fill, he'll like have already surpassed this and more, much more. Where did we start?
Every day I can go to sleep and say, hey, I didn't actually.
I found you. You're mine, you lifting puddle of baby fat.
I need to read the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
All right, here we go.
Let me tell you guys.
All right, this should be right around
Just
where
listen
it
to
starts.
this. I love this because this got every comment.
Yeah. Oh god, it's even further back. You know what? I want to get the other comments first.
Made it, or well knowing that I'm not going back to Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Holy shit, he did talk about this a lot.
The reason why I do the schedule on the streams is very
okay.
Suggestions.
Right, here we go.
It's actually supposedly better than Remake, and Remake was great, so this is like even better. It's
I need to
awesome.
digest
so
this.
I'm very excited for that. Okay?
All the way through, obviously.
Sound good?
Sounds great, Bill. Tell us more.
Wow, people saying some awful things in the chat about my cat, so anyone who does that is just going to get banned. Wow, what an awful thing to say.
What did they even say about Jasper? What did they actually say about Jasper? Ooh, who said anything about... Literally nobody said anything about Jasper. No, wait a minute. RPG fatigue? Great to watch? Nobody even... Jasper is in the hospital prayers from Glued Photon. Okay, that was the only person that said anything about Jasper. I'm so sorry, Phil. I just heard Cat. Rip Jasper, copy and paste for Jasper from Sardines.
Right?
There you go. Okay, those are the 2 people he eradicated.
All right. So, that's what we're looking for the schedule. All right. Hopefully that sounds good. And there you go. Now,
there you go.
What I like to do today, because we have a little bit of extra time, we're going to do a little bit of suggestion box stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to go to that suggestions thread that has now been live for about a little over a week.
All right. So for that suggestion thread, the things that were in order, let me do it in chronological order. The only ones I'm not going to be able to, I guess, go over are going to be the ones he already did. Which was, hello, there's no need to recap the previous day on the podcast, because we already have the daily wrap. Mentioning the schedule every podcast makes the first 10 to 15 minutes uninteresting. Once at the start of the streaming week should be sufficient, I think. Please, exclamation point schedule is there already. Thanks. This was a kind way of saying stop fucking up with the podcast and shorten it down. Would I consider going to COD? Yeah, he only read this one. So this was the second one. All right, cool. This was the Call of Duty one that he went over for the next one. Pretty cool.
That is not allowed. Right? And a lot of people complain about that.
Sorry.
And I'm going to...
I forgot which one I had open.
Pull up some suggestions from said thread. Okay?
No swimsuit.
So last time around, I was at...
Maybe. I'll look towards it.
Okay.
Darksea, don't pressure me.
Let
I've
me
been
refresh that.
enjoying my Sunday, man.
Actually,
we had
I don't
a
need
great
to refresh.
anime
I can just
night.
keep going from here.
Rear-End was amazing. Dungeon Meshi was
Crap,
amazing.
I lost my spot.
Obviously.
Here it is. Would you consider... Okay, we're going to do suggestion box. Ready?
Here we go. Here we go.
Would you consider going back to Call of Duty to add to variety maybe once every few weeks for a night stream? We were going to do that.
Remember he said he wasn't going to take any suggestions about video games and he completely went back on it? Yeah.
And what happened was... people didn't want it.
Remember
we were going to do it during my Super Bowl event. People weren't too much for it. I wanted to do it last week.
Remember when he was going to do it for the Super Bowl event, even though it wasn't football related? And instead, he executive decision playing 3.5 hours of Get to Dondoko Island segment of Like a Dragon. He completely demolished the fucking football segment, the entire fucking event, for 3.5 hours to get to a part of the game that him and his wife fucking board quit. Not wage quit, board quit, because it was uninteresting and it wasn't fun. But we were sure as shit really glad that we wasted all that time getting there, by the way. 2 weeks prior, we were forcing day streams. We were complaining about how much shit we had to do to get there just for Valentine's Day. We finally get there. My wife's not feeling it, man. She's kind of bored of it. I don't know. It wasn't even really a great fucking segment or anything. Man, I'm so glad that we're fucking pretending that we were gonna do it for fucking the NFL Super Bowl nacho event. And then we didn't because we felt in it for a fucking game that we fucking board quit off of because we thought it was gonna be Animal Crossing. But our wife was doing all the slave labor. Now, wait a minute.
People weren't too much for it. In fact, they mostly wanted to see me
Not
just
my
hang
fault,
out. So we
dude.
did that
I
show
didn't do
stream
it.
last week. Remember where I just hung
Some
out with
other
the
guy.
audience? Yeah, I think I'll be honest. I like Call of Duty. I think it's silly fun. I don't take it seriously,
you
but when
can
I
leave,
play it, I
baby.
go
You
ham
don't have
with
to
dual
be here.
handguns and stuff. I like that, but I just think like the appeal of Call of Duty has died out. You know what I mean? Like it's cool for like a month, and then people are like tired of it because it's the same thing. I mean, let's be honest. Call of Duty has not innovated in many, many years.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the latest Call of Duty was quite literally an iteration of a previous Call of Duty, was it not? I haven't played Call of Duty since like Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, but I'm almost positive the wholesale on Call of Duty for this one was quite literally a remake of a previous Call of Duty, which he himself said was really, really fucking cool, and he was excited that he was gonna get all these old maps and all of these old modes back. He was happy, he was excited for it. And then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, no, nobody really cared about it. And they didn't really do anything new. Bro, this dude will fucking sell you so much on the newest game, and then when he's done with the game and it really didn't do that well, he will be like, yeah, nobody really cared about that. I didn't really care about it. You guys, you weren't really into it, bro. He forced so many of those fucking streams, and he pretended that people literally gave a shit whenever he was doing that fucking win streak or that kill streak of being in the little stupid armored suit. I can't even remember the Juggernaut. Dude, he literally did Juggernaut jokes. Where he was running around getting fucking...
Dooblanc, thanks for hitting the sub
for a
button
whole
to make a noise
2
on the
minutes
stream.
just to get
Bet
killed
you
in the back of the
wanted something
head.
robust.
What the fuck? Yeah, Chopper Dave! How many Chopper Dave jokes did we get? No, wait a second.
They don't even try anymore.
Get out of here.
I get it. You get that 1 month of action. People want to see it in the rotation, and then people are like, meh. They'd rather much see other things. So, yeah, I don't think Call of Duty is coming back.
Whatever.
Stop going over the schedule every day and recap what you did the previous day. It's boring, pointless, and filler. So you're telling me right...
Here he is. Okay, he reads somebody else's comment. Somebody else's comment said, hey, man, Stop going over the schedule every single day and recapping what you did the previous day. It's boring, pointless, and just filler that everyone either tunes out or fast forwards through. There's no reason to go over your schedule more than once a week, especially when you post it on your channel and on your Twitter every day. Please find more interesting things to talk about if you're gonna call this a podcast. A schedule recap is not a podcast. 44 fucking likes. This is the second most liked thing. People are saying. If you wanted to get a joke about the people are saying, this is literally the people are saying segment. And they're actually telling them, hey man, you know that stupid ass free stream you do where you waste quite literally 15 minutes on a fucking schedule update? Yeah, it's fucking worthless and you need to fucking cut it the fuck out.
Right now, as I'm explaining to all of you how I'm going to be playing a ton of Final Fantasy VII, how I just told you the schedule is changing, and I'm probably going to add in Retro React every week moving forward, but we're going to have other nights off for taxes. All this stuff that I'm telling you that's very important, that you need to know, I shouldn't tell you.
Why do we need to know it? Why do we need to know he's going to take a day off for taxes? He streams the same time every single fucking day. There's a schedule that you can find on 2 separate places. And he tells you what the schedule is at the fucking daily wrap. Why the fuck do we need to know the schedule again in the morning? I don't care about his taxes. I don't care what he's playing next Sunday. I probably maybe care about what he's playing today. And that's about it. And maybe tomorrow. Bro, I might be dead next week. Don't tell me what the fuck's gonna happen next week. I'll read your fucking stupid ass post.
So what I should do is just randomly turn the stream on and off every day.
Look at him.
And if you know it's happening, great. And if not, oh well.
He makes an argument. It's like, yeah, oh, I should just not have a schedule at all. Bro, it's not even that. He's not saying don't have a schedule, you fucking moron. He's telling you, hey man, you know that whole 15 minutes that you fucking waste of everybody's collective life energy? Stop it. Condense it down to 60 seconds, move the fuck on. Literally move the fuck on.
So basically you want me to be like Wings of Redemption. No, I'm not going to be like Wings of Redemption.
Look at that. It's like, yeah, man, you want me to be like Wings. You know that other little cow that doesn't have a schedule? You want me to be like him, don't you?
The chab is here.
You see how quick he is to just rewrite it as it's somebody else's fault? And he's literally putting words in this motherfucker's mouth. Nowhere did that come out of his mouth. He said literally cut the fat. If you just said, Phil, your fucking pre-stream podcast has too much fat, trim it. You think he would have took that better? He would have said it was all meaningful and flavorful and you need all of this fat because if it's not there, it's not going to taste like anything.
I'm not going to be like other streamers who don't plan, don't focus, don't
actually strawmanning this dude
with their audience.
Making up an argument that wasn't even made.
If you want to watch everybody else, you can go watch everyone else who isn't meticulous about planning and being transparent and explaining what they're going to do.
Dark straw man.
Just go do that and then be upset when they're not streaming. Why are they? What they said they were going to do? Where are they? I don't get it. What are they doing today? No one knows. Are they even streaming today? I don't know. Go watch them. Have fun. No.
Bill, how do we have to tune into what? That's like saying we wouldn't know that you're streaming unless we tuned in to you streaming to tell us that you're going to be streaming. You understand that that's the argument, right? Your argument is quite literally, if you don't know that, if you don't see me streaming, you're not going to be able to hear that I'm going to be streaming. Period. Well, then maybe you should catch the fucking daily wrap at that point.
No one's stopping you. But if you want something that's treated professionally, seriously, and I'm on time and I work my butt off every day, that's what you're here for, right? So if you don't
professionally and starts on time. How many times has this dude actually started late? He changed up the schedule quite literally to fit the fact that he starts up late almost every single day. The start times used to be on the dot, like on the hour, and he upped it by like an extra 15 minutes. It used to be fucking 11 a.m. PST. But then he shifted it. He shifted it up 15 minutes because he was always getting late to work. He always talked about traffic jams and how he was like running around on the side of the corner street having a piece of toast in his mouth or a fucking bagel. He'd be like, yeah, man, I don't want to be late. I got to get to work. Get out of the way, Jasper. And he bumps into somebody. Whoa, Cat, I didn't see you there. Fucking get out of here. This dude quite literally shaved another 15 minutes off of his start time just to add more music and add more pre-stream.
Like that, don't come by to watch the content.
Yeah, it used to say 10:45. It actually used to say 1045, Stephen Hawking. You're right, 100%. But he's been shifting these goalposts. He's been shifting his start times, and it starts later and later. Just because he can't wake up on time.
It's well planned, and I explained to you when the plans change. A lot.
Oh God.
Times, all right. The reason why I do the schedule on the streams is very simple: to get immediate feedback. I can start like today. I already found out. I said, "Gee, you know, if we did a retro react next week, what should we do?"
How the fuck is he getting immediate feedback? He's not polling the chat. He doesn't ask them anything that they can vote on. How the fuck is he getting immediate feedback? What?
And immediately people are like, how about Batman Arkham City? How about Bioshock? And so I'm getting the feedback I need. If I just do this stuff without any immediate feedback, I'm just talking to a wall.
You want to know one of the points that I made in that stupid suggestion that he fucking ran over? Point number 4, something he didn't even read. Actually poll your chat. Eyeballing can work for snap decisions, but if you want true feedback, you need to directly ask these folks. Either give it a member-only poll or do a chat poll, because if you can't give these fans a voice, they're just shouting into the void in hopes you might listen. That was one of the points you missed, Phil, and you didn't even do that today. When you were asking people, oh, what should I waste time with DSP throwing out my back? Which, by the way, didn't I tell you how it was going to literally start up where it was going to happen twice to 3 times a month, and then it's going to start slowly coming into once a week? You remember how I said that? Yeah, get used to it. You're going to literally have DSP throwbacks as a weekly fucking event on Sunday. He is going to do everything in his power to not stream games, period.
You know, I don't know what people would like. I want opinions. I want to take in said opinions to improve, right? That's how you actually do well in this kind of a landscape versus just making decisions for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, you're telling me that the way in which you can make decisions in a landscape that's very volatile is you need to ask your chat, your viewing audience, and they need to give you feedback. Okay. Hopefully that won't come back to bite me in the ass. Anyway.
But I don't understand why people don't understand that. Like, maybe it's boring to you, but it serves a humongous purpose and has been a boon. By the way, I should say this again.
An OP boon?
There are tons of people who tune into my streams just for the podcast. And they have a lot of fun on the podcast.
What fun? Was it the 30-minute rant where you were complaining about some dude making like 15,000 views off of your really, really shitty take about Elden Ring and the DLC? And how you called it a scam? Were they having fun there? What fun are we having right now? I'm having a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm having a lot of fun with dissecting a quite literal 20-minute segment of him talking about feedback and then just going around dicing it up and pretending it was, something else when it really wasn't. Him constructing straw men and whatnot.
When I go over this stuff, because they feel like they're a part of it. They feel like they can impact it. In fact, they can impact it.
Oh, yeah?
By just being there and talking in the chat right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're impacting it right now.
So there you go.
We're going to talk about impact from your chat, by the way.
All right, let's continue on. I will not be surprised if you ignore this post. Well,
okay, so it's my post. You can tell it's my post because he literally starts off with reading the first fucking thing. And the reason why I put this fucking thing right here is because I know he's going to remix whatever the fuck I said, which is why I specifically did this, because I knew it was going to piss him off. And thank God he read that, because automatically he's like, you know what? No matter what this guy is going to say, it's fucking worthless. So here we go.
Well, does it sound like I'm ignoring it? I'm reading it right now.
Uh-huh.
Number 1, you made chat an integral part of your gameplay so much that this...
Well, hold on. In the event you do read this or even showcase this post to your stream, I want you and the viewers to really consider this advice. You missed that part, Phil.
Sense of exploration or adventure when you touch a new... I'll be surprised if you ignore this post. Well, does it sound like I'm ignoring it? I'm reading it right now. Number 1, you made chat an integral part of your gameplay so much that the sense of exploration or adventure when you touch a new title is evaporated. You rely on your chat for more innocuous decisions and solutions. You abandon enjoyment in watching a streamer discovering a mechanic or overcoming a hurdle. Consider the rule you have about spoilers from your own chat rules and actually applying it. When it's okay to ask for chat's input from time to time, you have become more aware You straddle the line for aid to over-reliance. So basically what you're saying is...
No, here's what I'm saying, and I'm gonna make sure you fucking understand it, you goddamn fucking beaver. You made chat an integral part of your gameplay. So much so that the sense of exploration or adventure when you touch a new title has completely evaporated. As you rely on your chat for more innocuous decisions and solutions, you abandon the actual enjoyment of watching a streamer discovering a mechanic or overcoming a hurdle. Consider the rule you have about spoilers from your own chat rules and actually applying them. While it is okay to ask for chat's input from time to time, you have to become more aware when you straddle the line from aid to over-reliance. I'm literally saying it is okay to ask chat for help. But if you make it too much, you're literally gonna ruin it. As he sits there and he's ready to fucking... Look at him! Look at the speech he's about to give me right here. He's literally going, if he had a pair of glasses and he was pushing it up, he's actually making the, well, actually. He's making the well, actually phase. Look at this dude.
You don't like the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough?
No, that's not what I said. You've ruined everything from Divinity to Baldur's Gate. The fucking Final Fantasy, everything you've played has done this. Everything that is story, hell, it's not even story based. Anything that you have a puzzle that's out before you, you cannot figure it out. You ask chat immediately. It's gotten so bad, people get turned off from your playthroughs because you don't challenge yourself and you ask the basic of basic questions about how to do X and Y.
Because that's what this is, because this doesn't apply to literally any other playthrough.
Really?
It only applies to the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough.
I'm so glad that DSP is so fucking stunted that he can only literally apply it to one fucking playthrough. You remember how much he was asking fucking chat on how he was able to get new jobs and new fucking gear and new fucking modes and like what this quest does just for fucking Like a Dragon? It literally happened within the last week. And he's just pretending he's like, yeah, man, it's only applying to Baldur's Gate. Bro, it's literally every single game you play. Even if it's not a shooter. Hell, even during your shooters, you're asking people how to do a function because you don't know how to do it. I get it if you're fucking stumped, but what's happened is you don't literally understand how much it irks certain people where they can't legitimately see actual gameplay. Real authentic gameplay from the guy who literally says real and authentic gameplay, no bullshit. They can't see it anymore because you ask chat to help you too much. Bro, just play the game. Learn the game, experience the game. Did you know? I'm gonna go back to Baldur's Gate, and I actually had to hear about this because I haven't been watching his Baldur's Gate playthrough. Do you know that he's almost 100 hours in and he literally just discovered that whenever he picks a lock chest, it actually takes a lock pick? He thought it just took dice rolls. And you just had the lockpick forever. But he just found that out. 100 hours in. Bro, I played the game for like 2 hours. I'm already in the Druid's Grove. I understood how the lockpicks worked. It tells you how many you're using. It has it on the left. You gotta be kidding me. This dude is insane. Actually fucking insane.
Every playthrough that I do, everybody knows it's in the rules. You are not to outright spoil. You are not to tell me what to do. You're not going to do plot points. You're not going to do combat. I have to figure it out for myself. If I feel like I'm stuck or there's something I'm not understanding, then I will turn to chat.
What do you do with 1 Minute Man when he gives you $25 and he tells you, do this, don't forget to do this, check this area? You know what you do whenever that happens, Phil? You make this face right here where you lick your lips and you're like, all right, oh, I guess I'm gonna go check that out. Thank you, 1 Minute Man, for the fucking $25 tip. Biggest contribution of the day, by the way. You lick your lips and you're like, I guess it's a spoiler now and I'm just gonna do it. That's what ends up happening. It is not always Baldur's Gate. Bro, it's for every single fucking game. And it's getting annoying. And your chat's getting annoyed of it. And if you can't see that, if you can't see past some of these people who pretend to be your fans, then it's not going to help you in the long run when you cultivate a fucking audience that literally is there to mock you, just like Wings has.
And we'll talk about it, right? But it has to be with my blessing or permission. People who spam spoilers and stuff get banned. It's against the rules. It always has been. The one exception has been Baldur's Gate 3, because since day one with the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough, it has been, I don't understand this universe. I don't play D&D, so I don't get the lore. I don't understand dice rolls.
You remember when he was playing, what was that? It was that stupid Flashlight game, the one that had a sequel after years and years and years, and he was so excited for it and put it on his like top list. That fucking game. And there were several segments where he had to like take a little piece of paper and he had to like solve a math equation to open up a lock, or he had to like solve like some kind of stupid ass. Yeah, Alan Wake. It was the Alan Wake 2. You remember during the Alan Wake 2 segments where he would go up to like little fucking chests and shit, and they would give him little math puzzles and everything, and he would look down in a chat as he was randomly guessing the answer on the lock, just going up and down, waiting for somebody to give him the answer every single time. It's been every playthrough. The fact that I can list that out as an example, and I didn't even watch the entirety of the playthrough, showcases how prominent it is. It's lame. It's actually fucking lame. And it makes your content lame. That's why nobody enjoys your fucking gameplay anymore. You're not actually struggling. You're not actually playing. You're not actually learning. We don't need you to have Herculean feet every time you play the game, but maybe sometimes it requires you to like put a little bit of effort, man. You can't just ride and coast on people just telling you how to do everything. It's not fun.
I certainly don't understand the meticulous rule set of the combat of Baldur's Gate 3. This is all new to me, right? Imagine if you were walking into a building and everything was written in Greek.
Was it a sandwich shop?
Now you kind of know what the building is for, but
was it a sandwich shop, Phil? Did we walk into a Greek sandwich shop?
You can't read anything because it's all written in Greek. So do you just stand there trying to figure out the Greek for yourself with a book trying to translate on the fly? Or do you have someone who's a Greek translator come in with you to tell you what everything is so you can efficiently do things in the building?
That's a horrible analogy. Imagine you were taking Greek. You had a class, you were taking Greek, and you have a test in which you can pass or fail from, I don't know, putting down Greek words with pictures and shit. And instead of learning from the textbook that has been provided to you that tells you what to do, instead you look over to your fucking classmate over on the left and you're like, hey man, what is the answer to number 1? Hey man, what is the answer to number 2? What about number 3? That's a better fucking analogy, because that's what you're doing. Instead of relying on the textbook that has been provided to you, that you could open up at any time. Bro, it's an open book test. You could open up at any point. Instead of relying on that open book text, you would rather go look over to your left and just hope to God somebody's going to give you the answer. If you ask him, you're just going to look over there and just hopefully you can peek the answer as they're writing it down on the chat. That's what you do. And that's fucking lame. Now, you can play this way if you want, but what's going to end up happening over time is this is going to be your entirety of your chat. It's going to be people that are really angry that people are spoiling shit, and people that are just doing nothing but hand-holding you. You're fracturing them, and it's not fun.
Which would you prefer? Translating with the book for yourself or having the translator help you? That's essentially what the chat is right now for Baldur's Gate 3. They're translating this very foreign game into a language I can understand. For the most part, all right, I am getting it. And in fact,
imagine being 100 hours in and he can't understand dice rolls. We're 100 fucking hours. You know what? I have no clue. I've never played a Baldur's Gate game before. I'm 8 hours in. I understand the dice rolls. I get it. There's no other mechanic that's really new. Everything else is straightforward when it comes to like how Divinity played. And he played multiple hours of that. He had 60 hours under his belt. He's pretending he's never played one of these, what is it, Larian or whatever? One of these kind of games. Bro, it's the same shit. It's the same dialogue. It's the same, like, speech checks and shit, except it's based on a dice roll. Wowee! I've never played fucking D&D like that before, but I can figure it out after a couple hours. This dude is 100 hours in, man. Figure it out.
Take a look at the last couple of streams, all right, if you would like. Because what you'll find is, as I've approached Baldur's Gate and Rivington, I'm walking around and I'm exploring for myself.
He's proud of himself right
now.
So
I'm finding as much as I can, and
he's
then if I happen to have missed one or two things,
he's made the straw man. He's
tell me. So, for example, I was about to enter Baldur's Gate yesterday, and someone was like, "No, listen, you actually missed out. There's a fun area underneath where you are. If you
I like how Scenario's like, my favorite part of the suggestion box is the constant berating that happens to each suggestion. Good analogy, clown face from GV. Monty Mole, it's all Greek to me. Felipe Baxter, yes, yeah, a Felipe Baxter. You know what? I can say negative things. I'm not.
Explore, you'll find it, and there's some optional.
I know
comment.
where they hang out.
Now I didn't even know what the combat was, but I listened to them. I went down there, I found it, and that way we got a little bit more. And by the way, doing that combat led to a discovery of a map. That map led us into an alternate area into this fort that allowed us to do a side mission to rescue someone from the prison and have an escape route.
Cool.
So if that person had not recommended to me, hey, here's something you completely missed, go check it out, we wouldn't have done any of that.
Because you're not conditioned to read, observe, look at anything. If you miss out on it, it's fine. If you say, hey, look into this direction, maybe it's fine. But bro, you're literally saying, yeah, we missed a whole fucking leg of the story if somebody didn't tell me. Well, I guess you weren't really invested in the story if you weren't going around and reading the pieces of paper that you were picking up or reading a map. That's like saying, I got the answer to the fucking question, and then I figured it out, dude. Oh, great. I'm so glad you were able to get that hand-fed to you.
So is that what you want? You want to play through where I skip a ton of content because it's easily missable because that's how the game developers made it? Or, well knowing that I'm not going back to Baldur's Gate 3 to do a second run, would you prefer that I do most of the content in the first one?
No, I would rather you give your genuine and honest take and playthrough. There are so many parts of the game that I've seen Shroom miss, I've seen Karma miss, and I myself have already missed because I'm going around and fucking up shit. I didn't even know that there was some fucking skeleton dude in the middle of the fucking first group of explorers that you run into out in the ruins. Right before the grove. I didn't even know about it. I didn't explore it. I was too busy helping a goblin escape and then helping some weird ass drow lady fucking raid the place and kill everybody. That's literally my adventure. So if you're having everybody else dictate your adventure, it's not really yours, is it?
Because that's the difference between you and me. You very well may like Baldur's Gate 3 enough that you go back and do multiple runs. I can't. I'm a variety streamer. I've already put 100 hours in. This playthrough's going to be like 130, 140 hours. I can't go back and play it again. So I have to do all the meaningful stuff in one run. If you have a problem with people helping me to find the content, then don't watch the playthrough.
Wow, what a great way to sell on your content. Wow, well, if you don't like people helping me out on any game that I'm playing, don't watch the game. What a great sell. Man, I really wish people would come in here and they would buy my sandwiches out of the sandwich shop. Oh, you don't like my sandwiches? Fucking leave. You could have just told him to look at a different sandwich. Why didn't you just tell him to just purchase a different sandwich? Come on. What the fuck?
Play it for yourself 7 times. There's nothing wrong with that, but telling me
Play
that
it for
I'm
yourself.
taking too much input from my chat when it's literally only applies to one playthrough.
Wrong. It applies to every single playthrough. Period. Every single playthrough.
And it's because of a very specific circumstance that was explained up front when I started the playthrough. It was even a big disclaimer on part 1.
He's beating the shit out of that straw man.
Playthrough.
I swear to God, the next fucking game that he plays, and you're going to see a whole bunch of hand-holding and shit, he's going to pretend it doesn't happen. He's going to pretend it didn't happen, and people are just going to ignore the fuck out of this.
Only reason I'm playing it is because
I'm so glad
I
for
said
this.
that I wanted people to help me with it
I'm
because
so
I don't
fucking
get it,
glad.
and I know
They
this is
get to
going to be
have
a
this.
giant learning curve, and I'm going to need this kind of aid, and I know it's a one-time run, so let's do it all at once. This was all explained up front. If you didn't listen, that's on you, not on me.
It's on
but
you.
But that's the point. I can read
It's
between
you,
the
buddy.
lines and stuff like this.
I can read between the lines. No, you're not reading between the lines. If you read between the lines, you quite literally could have just clicked on the channel and you would have saw, hey man, this is literally a Detractor channel. It doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to figure this shit out, you dumbass. If you took 2 seconds to click on the fucking link of the name, you would have figured it out. You didn't. Fuck me. Trying to pretend that you fucking figured it out. No, what made you think that it was going to be a troll comment is the moment you saw it was a whole bunch of fucking nonsense and a fucking mod told you after the fact. because people were keeping it a secret. Else you wouldn't have approved it. You approved 2 of my comments, you moron.
This person is so upset. The first thing they say is, I wouldn't be surprised if you skip this comment. So, but
how am I upset, dude? I'm upset over the fact that you're sitting here beating up a straw man. I already knew from the get-go you weren't probably going to respond to this. I was literally talking about it in Discord and everybody's chat. Bro, I'm just going to get felted. He's just going to skip. He's going to skip it. The fact that you're even reading this shit and making these faces right now, I got everything I wanted. I got a fucking segment.
By the way, stop taking suggestions from your stream chat. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, dude?
Right? Literally, when I start playing a game, the first thing that people say, okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to go through that door. You're going to head right. There's an enemy there hiding. Don't get hit by that enemy. Then dodge left and right. None of that happens. You're an idiot.
All right, cool. So that's not what I said, and I'm glad that you completely misconstrued that entire point. I'm so glad that I wrote what I wrote in the very, very beginning, because every single point that you're going to read after this, you're going to hate and ignore.
You're a liar.
All right, next point.
All right? What you're trying to do is you're trying to create a straw man.
He's literally talking about how he just made a straw man for the last 5 minutes, and he's talking about, you're making a straw man, man. Okay, sure. You know what? I'm going to tell you a straw man here in a sec when you get to point number 2, and it's going to be really fucking funny.
And then you present that straw man as a fact. It's not a fact. It's the straw man you created.
It's going to be funny in a second.
It's fallible. It's false. It's a false narrative.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
If you don't like Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough because of the way I've done it, don't watch it. Play it yourself. And don't try to generalize comments like this because it just makes you look stupid.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Look at that. Smartest guy in the room. Valedictorian over here. He's feeling pretty good right now. Him and his little fat titties.
Just listen to this. I love this. Because he's got every...
Just listen to this, guys. Guys. Just listen to this. You're not going to believe the fucking next comment. Actually apply your rules regarding bullying and harassing in your chat. I can already see you jumping to an accusation that this guy has no idea what he is talking about. By the way, this is what pissed him off again. He read the second fucking line. And he doesn't know how we moderate here. You have an active chat you ignore because of a combination of lack of moderation and a cultivation of a community that bullies and harasses any legitimate new viewer and active fans who casually watch with a combination of spam, trolling, and even cases of ERP. Just permeating the active discourse. Get a handle on your chat and the moderation, else this problem will continue to turn away any new possible viewership you will get in the future. Watch how he ignores that second part.
Comment this guy leaves is angry, right? Every comment, a literal like an angry butthurt comment, right? Apply your rules regarding bullying and harassing in your chat, because apparently I just let people bully and harass others all day long in my chat. Do you see this?
You remember how everybody hated Captain Canadian Kirk? KKK? KK Kirk? Look, we literally let that guy run rampant. He was having a field day for months, and people kept telling DSP, fucking moderate him. Look at him.
The classic case of loaded questions or loaded suggestions.
Loaded questions.
They're proposing scenarios that don't exist as if they do.
All right.
Then say, well, here's a criticism. But your criticism is invalid. Do I allow people to come into my chat and bully and harass others all day long?
Derek. Literally everybody bullies Derek. And Derek doesn't follow the rules. Literally Derek is a prime example.
No. Lots of other streamers do. People actually say the opposite.
Oh, they're all doing
of
it,
my
right?
chat. That is not allowed. Right? And a lot of people complain about that.
As a Baxter, I am harassed daily, but I don't mind, says Felipe Baxter. Remember how we literally eradicated the Baxter brothers? All of the Baxters. Remember how we got rid of them? And the fucking Baby Man Gaming? Remember how we harassed those people? Pretty cool.
They say, oh, man.
They say.
You know,
what do they say?
You know, he doesn't allow that stuff, so now we don't have freedom to say what we want or something, right? But it's true. The truth is, people have a good time in the chat because they don't have to worry about a lot.
It's so fucking funny that he's making this argument, because I bet you he was expecting somebody to say, hey man, you should just let people say whatever the fuck they want. Imagine actually getting a fucking comment that says, hey man, moderate your fucking chat. The thing that he pretends to do. And he's like fucking, he's blasted from the side. He's actually confused. He's being told more moderation, and he's arguing against it. He's arguing against it.
Yum. A lot of people attacking each other. They don't have to worry about people being bullying and nasty to each other. Does it happen sometimes? Yes. I can't always stop it.
Look, does it happen sometimes? Yes.
See when I call it out. Absolutely. You see me call it out and stop that shit and put an end to it, right? But There you go. Right?
There you go. Cool. Very nice. Look, you love how he did not even read that whole line. I can see you jumping to an accusation this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Do you want to know why I put that here? Because I knew that was going to piss you off too, and it did. The moment I put that line and this line over here, I knew you were going to ignore the post and it was going to piss you off if you got to this point. So big ups, you actually literally did the thing that I thought you were going to do. Pretty cool. What else are you gonna say? What other funny things? Who are we banning? Look at him, look at chat. Look, he's looking at chat, then he's looking at the comment. He's reading this. He's preloading this. He's reading this part. Shorten the pre-stream, because this part literally pisses him off with as many people that tell him shorten the pre-stream. Having a dedicated segment where you can voice your news, upcoming schedules, and even Q&A is fine. But what has happened is the sheer volume of bloat that has come with your pre-stream segments have turned an update and talk session into such a lengthy slog. You have had pre-streams where a scheduled segment, something you remind on this community tab, Twitter, and the daily wrap, go on for periods of 15 minutes or more, to your derailing and sidetracking on items that are irrelevant to the purpose of the schedule. If you don't believe me, have AI Boom time these segments and see how much you talk on each one of them. If you simply say what now, here's the thing. If he had read this all the way, he would have been able to nitpick this, which I did correct. Actually, should have put that as 300 because I forgot to multiply this by 6 because it's how many hours he saves in general. If it was like 1 day for fucking 300 days, like I literally gave him the benefit of the doubt. It's around 300 hours of actual dedicated gameplay that he could recoup if he quite literally cut an hour from every pre-stream, something you're currently struggling on keeping up with as more games get put on the back burner and you struggle to complete current RPGs you have on your schedule. And look how he takes it.
I'm not even going to read another word from this guy. Do you want to know what he said in this comment? He says there's cases of erotic roleplay permeating the active discourse.
Oh boy. So he went back to this one. I literally thought he had been reading this. Then he read the rest of this. The ERP. You know what's funny? There has been cases of erotic roleplay. It happens all the fucking time. Big ups No Sleep Real Vibes for one of them, by the way. Blushes as I felt you kept rubbing me. Whoa. Just do it, brother. Get it over with. How long does this thing between you and 672 ends? Till after Mario stream, please me. So tomorrow night, yes, slowly grind on your lap. Yes, I gotta keep it together, but it feels so good being on your lap. Just take it easy. There are other viewers trying to enjoy the stream, mate. Yes, brother. Bro, he literally has people ERP in his chat all the fucking time. It happens all the time. You know what's kind of funny? I know that we used to have a fucking way of looking at chat logs. We still technically do. If you want to check out the chat logs, you can find them here. They're all saved. I literally just pulled up Sunday as one of those fucking Premiere idiots that does this all the time. Sunday is one of those fucking people that likes to go around and ERP. He talks about cuddling with people. He talks about like wanting to have like best relations with Dr. Oi. There was a time during his last Pal World playthrough, his last part of Pal World playthrough, where people were literally trying to bait Jade and Derek to be like in a relationship. Oh man, you're lonely, you don't have a girlfriend? Well, maybe I could be your girlfriend. Bro, this happens all the fucking time in his chat. It goes under the radar because nobody pays attention to his chat anymore. Sunday is literally one of them. And everybody knows it in his chat, which is funny because they start, look, Cracker Jacks, glad to see you, No Sleep Real Vibes. He's literally pointing them out. Wow, okay, No Sleep Real Vibes. They're pointing it out in his chat right now. They know who the culprits are. They've been ignoring it. He's been ignoring it.
Why am I even reading this? Do you see? He actually said that. Listen to this. He says, there is a lack of moderation. There's a cultivation of a community of bullies and harassers. of legitimate viewers and active fans. It's a combination of spam trolling and erotic roleplay permeating the active discourse of my chat.
Some cases of erotic roleplay. I'm not saying it's 90 for fucking percent. I'm saying it's like fucking 5%, and it's weird. It's like when you have people say the N-word over there and nobody gets banned for literally an hour. Look at him. He's trying to hide it. He's trying to pretend because he's seen it. He's literally seen it.
It's obvious the reason the person said up front, you're not going to post this comment, is because they wanted me to read the most ridiculous things I've ever seen, right? Let me tell you guys, at every moment, it's just erotic roleplay in my chat. I mean, that's the problem. It's a major problem. I've been reported so many times for it. It's completely out of control.
Nobody's saying you should be reported for the ERP. I'm saying that if somebody literally new comes into the chat and they wait the 24-hour period to even talk in the chat, they get hit with people being weird to each other and weird to Derek. They get hit with a guy who's quite literally known as Canadian KK Kirk. As he sits there and he spouts the most nonsensical racist shit. And you're supposed to just hang out and chill and watch this. For what? You gotta be kidding me. This guy, the way he structures all of this, the way he likes to pretend that none of this shit is happening. He likes to go the tee-hee. Oh, you know, you're just wrong. Tee-hee.
Right? I mean, totally. That's not the polar opposite of the truth. And, you know, and people don't give me shit all the time for not making sexual comments and not partaking in any kind of romantic relationships in games. It's that we're just constantly doing erotic roleplay. Gotcha. All right.
This dude is the same guy who wanted people to eat shit out of his ass with a spoon that he was going to mail you. He talks about dicks and balls all the time. Bro, I'm not even making fun of you. I'm literally telling you that your chat has a bunch of weird people in there. But it's okay, man, because you want people to, you know, you want your community to grow, right? You want all these new folks to join up, right?
All right. I've had enough of reading that comment. We'll move on to another one.
Okay, so here was the rest of the fucking suggestions, which I kind of wish he read them, but at the same time, I don't. Shorten the pre-stream, which pissed him off. I know, because he read way more than this. He read way more than this. And then he backed up into this, because the moment he saw shorten the pre-stream, he was pissed. 100%, $1,000,000%. There are so many people that have been telling him to shorten the pre-stream. Fuck, you could literally go back to the previous suggestion box, and people are saying, stop begging, shorten the pre-stream. Actually make tier goals, play some games. Literally try option 3. There were people that were telling him all sorts of shit and he ignored them all the time. But now he's like trying to feign ignorance. It's like, yeah, man, nobody's been saying that, and people who do, they're fucking idiots. But yeah, he could save over 300 hours of actual gameplay. He would never have to increase the fucking length of his the length of his streams if he quite literally cut out an hour of his pre-stream. 1 hour a day. Was it? It's 6 days a week, and if you could do it for at least 300 fucking days, which gives him quite a few days off. It gives him quite a few fucking days off. That's 300 hours he could recoup. Very easy. Actually pull your chat. Eyeballing chat can work for snap decisions, but if you want true feedback, you need to directly ask these folks. Either give it a membership only poll or do a chat poll. But if you can't give these fans a voice or just shouting into the void hoping you might listen, that's basically his Q&A. Leverage playing on your mini PC. There's a wealth of smaller games you could try out in a night that you can even include your chat into picking. Things like itch.io contain a wealth of free and or very small indie games that have both chat interactions and chat selection with little to no commitment. Put that PC to work. Ease up on your actual supporters. Many of these folks know how much you keep certain bad elements around just so they can donate to you while evading the rules. Your chat actively dislikes these people for their remarks and their behavior. Stop enabling them so you can get an occasional contribution from them. Cut back on the ads. Back in November, you specifically stated that you only made $5 a day on these ads. It wouldn't be a big enough trade-off to force people to watch ads. They're aggressive and instantly turn off new viewers because they don't expect a live stream to have ads in such a manner. You said you don't want to go back to Twitch, then don't make it into a Twitch-like atmosphere where you force to monetize people to the point where a new viewer will be unwilling to join in on the fun. The last thing that I had, which was the typo, was you have a severe audible buzz. I know I put sever, but a severe audible buzz. It's been explained to you multiple times, and your solution to turning down the volume on your Scarlett device is not the solution. You need to address your capture card, because anyone with headphones can hear an audible 15 decibel buzz that does not go away and has been present on your content for over a year now. And the reason why I said this is because I told multiple times I had the same fucking capture card. I know, shocker, right? If you've ever wondered what that audible buzz sounds like, I can actually show you what that audible buzz sounds like. Let me unplug my capture card. That way I can put it into a setting where DSP would have it. So this is what it would sound like. Let me kill the music. Hear this? You hear how it's a whole bunch of like static and everything? And it kind of clicks every now and then? Yeah, that's because I had the same exact capture card and I know how to get rid of this. Look at this. And it's gone. Just like that, it's gone. But he doesn't understand how to do that. His thought process is literally like, let's just lower this. That doesn't solve anything. That literally solves nothing. He perpetuates the fucking problem. And then he wonders why people fucking hate the audio. He was so close to fixing it. And again, he's turned away from the answer. I don't even fucking care anymore. I actually don't. I'm glad that it's fucking busted. Because he's had over a year worth of fucking busted ass content where you hear an audible fucking buzz that will never go away. That's why whenever you start and stop the video,
that was a complete waste of time. Good lord.
You can hear a weird, you hear that?
Oh,
how it kind of pops?
By the way, that guy...
You can hear it if you're hearing nothing but dead air and he's sitting there leaning. You'll hear a pop every time you pause and unpause or you scrub through his content. It will never go away.
That was a complete waste of time. Good lord.
No, it's not the air conditioner. It is quite literally his AverMedia capture card. I have the same exact capture card. I know how to fix it. I've said it multiple times in multiple streams how to fucking fix it. He will never fucking fix it. And I'm glad he will never fix it. I want this content to be ruined for years to come.
Let's see. By the way, that guy, no kidding, he had like 10 bullet points in his comment.
No, I had 8 bullet points. I'm sorry, Phil, that you don't have the ability to fucking count. It's, you know what? Counting is really fucking hard. Especially for somebody who's a valedictorian and quite literally grew up on the mean streets of Connecticut. I guess counting to 10 is probably fucking hard. Especially when it's only to 8, and I actually had them labeled with numbers. I'm sorry that you weren't able to count, Phil. Maybe you should have figured that out, dude.
10 things he actually expected me to go through when the first 2 were so ludicrous. Okay.
All right. Next one.
Let's go.
I haven't heard these, by the way. This is gonna be great. I know they're all fucking shit, by the way. Let's go through. We're gonna see what the next one is. Been a fan of yours since Heavy Rain. I get why you had to change from how you used to be. Isn't meant to be mean, but nowadays you're really boring. I mean, put me to sleep boring. I haven't been able to watch any vids since Hades. I've tried. Somehow you need to figure out how to be more entertaining, and you'll be rewarded with more income. The co-op play is a nice start, and I hope Kat gets more comfortable with it. I don't know which is more funnier. The fact that Kat was not comfortable and she fucking left, or the fact that he's thinking about how he's more boring now, because he's cut out, like, all of the personality from his content.
Okay. Well, the chat is responding pretty appropriately to that comment. Okay.
Yeah, what did the chat say? It's D&D fans, romance Kat. He didn't even understand the comment. Wait, there's erotica in the chat. I should have gotten here sooner, says Noob Cybot. Must have been my daughter, says Rebecca. Dang, 672 off the rails. Okay, yeah.
I've been a fan of yours since Heavy Rain. Ugh, I hair in my mouth.
Oh, King Jad Raid?
Okay.
Oh, big ups King Jad.
I get why you had to change from how you used to be. Nowadays, I do find you kind
of... For those who are raiding from King Jad's place, if you want to go over, like, my segment, where I reviewed my segment, autistically, you can literally go back 30 minutes and watch as I sit there and I complain about DSP complaining at a straw man that he created himself. Because he needs to beat up a straw man, he can't beat up the argument.
Boring. I mean, put me to sleep boring. I haven't been able to watch any videos since Hades. I try, but somehow you need to figure out how to become more entertaining. Well, here's the thing. There's different kinds of content. There's different kinds of entertainment. All right? Sure, 10, 15 years ago, I was known as the over-the-top, anything goes, equal opportunity offender. Like, that's what I called myself. I'm the equal opportunity offender.
I like literally last week, he accidentally said he was the equal opportunity racist. And he actually had to correct himself, and he says he was an equal opportunity jokester. And he actually didn't mean that. But it was kind of funny when he accidentally said racist. That was pretty cool.
I will criticize and make jokes about any race, any creed, any gender. It'll be about sex, it'll be about violence, it'll be about, you know, ethnicity. As long as they're generalized jokes. That's the thing. I never wanted to make it so that a certain group felt like they were being targeted. And I don't think I ever really received a complaint about that. Normally it would be...
He literally received a complaint about that from the fucking, the Dutch Bros. You remember them? And they said that they didn't like your comments about religion and shit. And that's what you cut out on the religion jokes. You literally did that this year.
Yes, by the time that it was your turn for a joke, some people will be like, oh man, it's hard to take. But then again, Phil kind of jokes about everything. So it's kind of fair, right? Back in the day, no one complained. No one had issue with that commentary, all right?
Except the people
now they
who
do.
did.
Now anything like that.
Literally, he's complained about people picking him apart for like saying things out of context and like putting comments underneath videos and shit for years and years and years. Back during This Is How You Don't Play. They literally told him to knock it the fuck off. Nobody told him. They were okay with it. Yeah, I guess they were okay with it until they stopped being okay with it. And then when they told you, you didn't listen, right? Okay, aggressive.
It's considered an absolutely horrible joke. Anytime I even try to make a dark joke these days, people criticize. I mean, take a look at the playthrough that I did. I don't even remember the name of the game anymore. All right, but it was the game about the heist went wrong, right? That there were like 3 brothers who were doing a heist at like a gas station, and there's other survivors in there, and basically there's a girl and there's a corrupt sheriff.
No way. Okay, I started up the stream before he got to this question. You're telling me he's going to address the fact that a year and a half ago he made a slavery joke about a little black girl? You have got to be kidding me.
So I made a joke in the playthrough.
Big ups as dust falls.
That the corrupt sheriff, who, by the way, there's evidence in the game, he has a black book of horrible things he's done to the town. He's basically blackmailing the town. He's a drug dealer. He's a scumbag.
Black. All right, what else
I
is
make
black?
a dark joke that this guy also maybe like taking in kids and having like a whole kind of slave trade deal going on too.
What kind of slave trade deal, Phil? Are we talking about slaves that are for people of color because they're African? Or slaves because they're children? And what kind of slavery are we talking about here, Phil? I'm actually kind of concerned.
Because that's the kind of thing a guy like that would do. If this guy really was ruling the town with an iron fist and he's like this underworld kingpin, but he's the sheriff too. Don't you think he would be doing more awful things? So I make the comment, and people, oh, horrible joke, awful. Don't you see how that joke's terrible? What an awful thing to say. And I'm like, that's literally the kind of joke I made every 5 seconds back in the day in my old commentary. Like,
and that's the shit that you said you were cutting out, Phil. So why did you make the joke? I thought we were supposed to be grown, and we were past that now, and we don't make jokes about that. But here he is just admitting, yeah, man, I made a joke about that. You know, I used to do it, and I'm doing it now. That's a cool way of just admitting it's like, yeah, he hasn't changed. He just thought to himself, this would be a great joke to make because, you know, it's funny.
That's a mild joke compared to the kind of jokes that I used to make back in the day. It really, really is.
He's literally talking about black people being sold into slavery or children being sold into slavery, whatever that means, is a mild joke compared to what he used to do back in the day. What the fuck did he used to do back in the day? I'm actually kind of concerned now. This dude is like talking about as if, Jesus Christ, he's talking about it like he was asking for, you know, people to be Thanos snap, but you know, not with a Thanos snap, and maybe with some other implements and processes. Don't worry, he has an A certification. He probably made those things streamlined, man. He got him in and out of them showers very quickly.
So the fact that today you can't even make dark jokes because you'll be, you know what I'm saying? People are, oh my God, a dark joke. They can't take it, right? So that's why in the modern era, you can't be like that anymore. You just can't.
You literally were. That was a year and a half ago, Phil. That's the complaint. You literally were. And he even admits it. It's like, you can't do that anymore. Well, no shit. Before you even made that joke, you were talking about how you couldn't do that shit anymore, but you still did it.
I mean, you can be if you constantly want to be the subject of a drama discourse. Like if you're doing it today, you obviously are not a serious creator. All you're trying to do is get people to talk about you in a negative light, so at least your name's out there. And that's not my goal. I literally could today go right back to that style of commentary. And if I did, I would be talked about all over the internet. Oh my God, did you hear Darkside Phil went back to this awful commentary? It's over the top, cancel culture shit, right? But I don't want to do that. My content today has evolved, all right?
He's changed.
And here's
now.
the thing.
Here it comes.
It's evolved to the point where I'm no longer in line with what most people on YouTube want, because most people on YouTube want immature drama crap. That's not me, right? That's like saying you were gonna make a TV show, and so you made a TV show that was professionally made with all kinds of interesting plots and good vibes and things, but it doesn't get a lot of attention. But then someone made Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the dumbest, most vapid, empty-headed piece of dog shit television ever created, and that's the most popular thing on TV, so that's the right way to go, and you should keep making that, right?
Isn't that you just justifying DSP Reacts, though? You used to harp about it forever and ever and ever. How DSP, or how the idea of doing a React style fucking content was actually the most vapid, most ridiculous, most lowbrow fucking content imaginable. Literally. It was the worst fucking content. But he's now transitioned into doing it. Fuck, he's doing it right now. If you go on to DSP fucking Gay Man, he's not streaming anymore. He's already went over to fucking DSP Reacts. And now he's probably looking at some video that somebody like sent him about like some food. No, he's looking at a fucking trailer. Thank God he's looking at a trailer. He was looking at food though. He'll literally look at fucking food videos. And he's gonna react to this. Literally the lowest of lowbrow content. And he's gonna tell you, this is great, this is good content. He literally tells you how it's great content. And then when you look at his fucking views, it's not reflecting his good content. Nobody watches it. You could go back a month. Some of these videos don't even break fucking 300. That's how bad it is. He chastised his chat for not paying him to react to Elden Ring DLC. Yes, he did. I did hear that. He has 2 reaction channels now. That is true too. He's trying to his best to literally do the most absolute bare minimum content, period. He does not want to do anything that has him do any ounce of work. That's why he's been completely vehemently against all of these suggestions. All of them require him to do something new, to do actual work. And he doesn't want that. He wants to sit here and he wants to berate chat on something easy he can do.
Right? No. I've made the most vapid, shitty content on YouTube back in the day. I know that now.
All right.
And I've matured and I've grown up.
That's kind of cool. He's invalidating his 15-year history as a content creator by saying it was all vapid and shitty. But if you, like, quite literally talked to him a couple of years ago, he would talk about how it was meaningful content back then. And that's all he ever put out. I like how much he tries to retcon himself as a character back then. But then whenever you talk about back then, he was better than that. He's like, yeah, man, but, you know, it was shit content. And I didn't even really mean it. And it was stupid. I was joking around. Buddy, you were doing it and you were joking around. You made the most money you'd ever did in your career. His best years are the years in which he was joking around and being a character. And ever since he quote unquote transitioned out of being a character, he's been miserable and in debt. And he complains about the money. So what is it? Are we missing the past because of the money, or are we missing the past because of the fame? Or is it both? Or neither? Why do we have a slide that celebrates 15 years of clownery? You should just say 15. No, you should say 5 years of DSP being the best content creator ever. Because the first 10 were invalidated, completely fucking invalidated, because he was being a stupid idiot back then. He
From that
jacked
kind
off.
of content. I don't want to make constant sex jokes. I don't want to make constant racial jokes. I don't want to be making these offensive comments for the sake of getting a rise out of people anymore. I'm past that. In fact, if you look at my demographics on YouTube,
I'm going to talk about demographics
you
now.
will see that my demographics over the years have completely changed.
Yeah.
My audience in...
How are we going to see those demographics, Phil? He never shows us these demos. He just assumes that you can see it. Well, no. He's assuming that you just take whatever he says as gospel. He can't actually pull it up in front of you. The last time he pulled up something that were like statistics and analytics on part of his channel was quite literally when he accidentally showed the fact that he could see all of the denominations in US dollars for super chats. And he could see how much he was getting in total. But he likes to kind of retcon that and pretend that people actually didn't see that one fucking stream. Whoops.
2010 was a bunch of teenagers. I know because I used to pull the demographics and always used to say, yeah, all of all your viewers are teenagers, right? Now I pull my demographics and it says, whoa.
Whoa. It literally says whoa.
Most of my viewers are in their mid-20s to mid-30s or mid-30s to 40s. That's where all of my viewers are. Older people, adults around my age range who are looking for a different kind of content, right? That's what people want. They do not want trash, stupid drama on this channel, right? Now, there are people who want trash and stupid drama. They're not my viewers. They're my haters. They're scumbags out there. And that's literally, why do you think the top YouTubers right now are people who are doing drama shit constantly? Even the gamers. I mean, the gamers are constantly causing drama, doing drama stunts and things. That's how they are. That's what dumb teenagers like. That's not the content that I make, okay? I've grown and evolved over the years. I understand what this person is saying, but again, sadly, this is something you'll come to a realization about in life, okay? Things change. They do. People change. Things change for the better, all right? If you are looking for someone who's now been through the YouTube grinder.
Vikes 1011 cheered 50 big ups. DSP President's suggestion box. He read the secretaries. Post a short stream.
Yeah, basically that. That was basically it.
16 years of my life I've been doing this. I have all the experience, all the knowledge. I know about how the games industry works. I know about all this shit.
Yeah, he knows
If that's
about
the
all
kind
of
of stuff that you want to hear, you want to come here and see honest takes on games. You want to hang out with me for a podcast.
DSP, who has no idea how the game industry runs, how it all works, is telling you, yeah, man, I know how the game industry works. Wasn't he the guy who was reporting on the fucking Elden Ring DLC and he didn't actually read the article or even look at the trailer? And he just made up a whole bunch of facts and said, yeah, man, they're overcharging you and it's a scam. He literally said these things, got called out for it, and then all of a sudden had to backpedal it. But he knows the industry, dude. He only knows the industry as much as he knows, like, I guess, how to make anything beyond a sandwich.
Podcast every day and have some honest discourse about things.
_the_low_demon cheered.
Don't do that. If you do that, I'm gonna fucking block him.
What's going on in the world? You want to have some fun, laughing at the past on the
Oh my god! Pop,
money?
please! You're killing me, Pop. I'm gonna kill him off if you don't stop.
For you to laugh at and react to content from all over the internet on the React Show DSP versus the internet. This is the kind of content you can get.
God damn it. Thanks, Pop. I appreciate it. Hey, you got like one of the cool ones too.
_low_tier_demon just resubscribed for 14 months.
Damn
well,
it.
guys, we got a year-long badass over here. Thank you for sticking by me.
You want to have some fun, laughing at the past on the Throwback channel. You want me to laugh at
ice,
and react to
mister.
content from
I
all
agree.
over the internet on the React Show DSP versus the internet. This is the kind of content you can get. It's not going to be mainstream content. That's not what YouTubers are looking for. Excuse me. This is not what YouTube viewers are looking for. They're looking for the same vapid, drama, crap content that I was making 15 years ago. But that's not me anymore. I'm 41, about to be 42.
And climbing.
Okay? So, that's why it's different. And again, when people say to me, oh, you changed for the worse, you're boring now, then it's time to move on. Right?
Leave.
If you don't
Stop
like who I become
watching
as a
me.
person, despite the fact that I feel my content is more meaningful today than it ever was before, It's not harmful to anyone. That's a key factor. When you're watching my gameplay, when you're watching my podcast or my react stuff, there's no one getting hurt.
He makes it sound like he was out there hurting people before. When you make a comment like that, it quite literally sounds like you were going around like starting up hate mobs and shit and trying to, like, you know, get people tossed out of buildings and shit. What did we mean by that? He's not a hateful person anymore. He doesn't, you know, create hateful content. Huh? What?
Right?
Right?
I'm not causing drama. I'm not trying to cause fights and stuff. Right?
Okay. All right. He's not starting to fight.
That's just the truth. And I like that a lot. The fact that every day I can go to sleep and say, hey, I didn't actually have to hurt anyone to make $1 today. Right?
You didn't have to
insult
hurt
anyone.
anybody.
Didn't have to cause any problems for anyone. I was just able to entertain an audience and make a living doing it. That's an honest paycheck. That's an honest day's work right there. Right? Unlike
an honest day's work. Guys, you know what? It would help now more than ever, your support. Guys, I might lose a house. I need to pay these 2 big bills. I gotta pay all of these things. And if you don't give me money, I'm gonna lose that ability to keep putting out the content. He likes where he is now. Back then, at least he wasn't like rattling a tin cup as loud as he was today. Back then, he would just tell you, you know, give some money on Patreon and shit. But now he's like literally furiously rattling the fucking tin cup. He's like, man, I need the support. I need the support. Give me the support. Bro. Okay.
The shit that they're doing.
I guess, yeah, it's an honest day's day.
I'm being honest about it, right? I said, I'm basically the blue collar content creator, busting my ass, working hard every day, not hurting anyone, just making a living, getting by, and hanging out with you guys. And that's what it's all about.
You know what this reminds me of? Where is it? I want, you know what I'm looking for? It's pertinent to today specifically because of, you know, because of certain people's takes and whatnot. But there was a great clip for Hassan. Where is it? Oh, you know what? We're going to have to just look it up with Hassan. Fuck. I hate this. Please let me pull. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. All right, this is gonna be great. This is what it reminds me of when he talks about being a blue collar fucking individual.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will. So, yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make...
It reminds me of that when this dude talks about how he's the blue collar fucking worker. He's the blue collar streamer. This dude puts in so much effort. He's just like Hassan, for real, for real. No cap.
All right. Versus what they do out there, pulling their stunts, being fake, doing all this fucking bullshit, scamming and all this shit. I'm not involved with any of that.
Yeah, of course. I don't scam anybody. Big ups on the Patreon scam, by the way. Twice.
I hope that you understand and appreciate that I'm different. All right. So yeah, if that's the case and you don't get it and you don't like the modern me, then it's time to move on. People change it in time, man. It's, you know, it's like they say, a lot of people who I used to watch back in the day have changed. The angry video game nerd absolutely changed. The nostalgia critic changed. Fuck, Howard Stern apparently is completely different today.
Wow, isn't it amazing? The people that he looked up to and aped content off of have completely changed. And they're not as enjoyable now as what they used to be. So what's the answer here, Phil? I changed, I'm less cool now, stop watching me. That's literally what he's telling you. I changed, I sucked the corporate cock, and I'm not fun anymore. So go away and stop looking at my content, dude.
Than what it used to be. If you don't like what people become as they evolve, that's fine. That's just the human condition, is that things change over time. You have to accept it. Just don't sit there denying it or demanding that the past comes back. That's never going to happen. I'm never going to be Phil from 2010 again. It just won't happen. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. You understand? I'm a different person.
So there you go.
Okay. Edit your throwback videos into longer format playthroughs.
Oh, let's take a look at that. I want to make sure I read each one of these so that way they don't get taken out of context. There's Ralph Tech USA that he skipped saying Philip Burnell is a man. Big ups. Nerd Brew Throwback. Hey, look at this. Nerd Brew Throwback. I wonder who that is. Edit your throwback videos into longer format playthroughs. Have them in 3 long parts. That way you can get through the older playthroughs faster. Add chapters. People can always go back and finish the video.
Have them only in 3 long parts. That way you can get through older playthroughs faster. Add chapters. People can always go back and finish the video. For perspective here.
Okay, perspective.
The content on the DSP throwback channel. All right. Right now we're making 30-minute parts. Okay. To make those 30-minute parts takes 4 to 5 hours of video of editing, just running it through the editor, encoding it. Okay. Can you imagine if right now for the Final Fantasy 13 playthrough, which is around 35 hours long, that we tried to make a 12-hour video? The PC would be running for 2 weeks.
Whose PC? It's not you that's doing the editing, dum-dum. Unless you're saying that you're doing the editing. The only one that's doing the editing are the people that's uploading it as your editors. So they would be the ones who are doing the work. Which, by the way, they're doing it for free. I like how they don't even get a big ups or anything. They're literally doing it for free behind the scenes for nothing.
Just
while
to
stealing
encode one
content.
video, it wouldn't work. What you're saying is preposterous.
Yes.
Maybe if I had a giant network of supercomputers, right? A server farm trying to fucking encode the video, maybe. That it's never going to happen.
Wow. Okay. Big ups. I didn't realize that people who made This How You Don't Play is like King DD Duke and fucking how? Dude, oh my god. I cannot believe all the people who do This How You Don't Plays all run server farms. Big ups Outsider with your fucking server farm, you fucking hacker.
So I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, basically the thing is, people just have these crazy misconceptions about things. Oh, it should be so easy to do that content. Really? You think that taking those videos that look and sound atrociously bad, like some of them you can't even make out what I'm saying in the video at this point, because now, you know, years later, you're so used to the modern technology, it looks like shit, it sounds like shit. You think that running those videos through upscaling AI, through noise correcting AI, right? Then combining them together, that this should take like 20 minutes.
I don't think he's saying it should take 20 minutes. I don't even think he made the argument that it's going to take any amount of time. I think he said that for the viewing audience, it would be a hell of a lot better. But he's basically arguing against the viewer audience. Fuck him. It doesn't matter. These people don't give me money. The fucking 200 people that watch my fucking part 14 and part 15 of Final Fantasy 13, they're not going to give me money. They fucking hate me. And I fucking hate them too. I'm not going to make it easier for them. Fuck it. Let my editors do what they want. If they got to steal fucking footage from other channels and shit, let them do it. If they're not going to credit anything, let them do it. If they need to put audio mistakes, visual mistakes, let them fucking keep them in. Because why should we have any quality control at all whatsoever?
Well, let me know what alternate universe you live in. I'd like to visit this multiverse where everything is like
live
this.
in a
Really,
different
I'd
universe,
love to
dude.
see it. It doesn't exist.
You fucking
but I'd love
idiot.
to know,
You fucking buffoon.
Because again, these people are living in an alternate reality when they think about this shit. They just want what it's called. It's called instant gratification.
Yeah, that's all you want, you idiot.
My way.
You want instant gratification
for free, and if you don't give it to me my way immediately for free, you're doing it all wrong, and it's your fault,
dude. It is your job as a content creator to deliver to the viewing audience the content that they want. If your complaint is there are not any views on your dumbass fucking content, you cannot blame the viewers for being given something they do not want. How does that make sense? That makes zero fucking sense.
Right? Listen. Basically, the way I see it is, the way that those videos are releasing is good. It gives you a little bit of content every day, half an hour, right? It doesn't overwork the editors. So they're not having to pump 20, 30, 40 hours into each video, which would be ludicrous. Do you know how many views those videos are getting? On average, 100 to 200. Do you really think that we should run it through an editor for that long to get 100 views on a video?
No, he would rather space them out. He would rather have 3 videos that each got 100 views than one video that got 300 views. That's how he thinks. I mean, I get it. That makes sense to me, I suppose.
What are you talking about, right? Like, you're out of your mind. This way, we can guarantee new content every day, right? Because they're half an hour parts. And there's no lull. If you're interested in the playthrough, you can keep following it and watching it.
Yeah, you can keep
Why
getting
on
bombarded.
earth would we try to pump that much effort into those videos, edit it for 2-3 days straight to pump out a 5-6 hour video that's going to get 100 views? Right?
Why would we put effort? I agree, Phil. Why would your editors put out any effort? I mean, you don't put in the effort because you're clearly not doing the editing. You just give them the file and just tell them, work, bitch, work. And whatever happens, happens. Pretty cool. We love the slave labor. I hope that those aren't underage black girls that are currently recruited by a sheriff currently working as your editors right now, because that's what it sounds like.
All right, like, what are you talking about? Again, please give me instant gratification of every single thing that I want with absolutely no rationale of why that would make sense or even any kind of understanding of what you're doing on the channel. Just give it to me now. No. We will not do that. Okay? Shorten the podcast and dive into gameplay sooner. That one I've heard 4,000 times.
Hall of Shame.
Oh, he went through that really quick. Shorten the podcast and dive into the gameplay sooner. His instant response to that. Look at that.
Shorten the podcast and dive into gameplay sooner. That one I've heard 4,000 times. We've already explained that in reality, a lot of the support and engagement that I'm getting these days on certain streams actually is from the podcast.
Why do you think that is? 25 of it is guaranteed. And the rest of it is whenever you start up a controversy or you beg for money. You don't have anything to talk about. And even when you do have something to talk about today, when you have a suggestion box, you're shitting on everything.
There's been certain days when I talk and we have a good conversation and good fun and I get support.
Can't wait. There's
and I
gonna
start
be a
the game
day.
and it's dead.
There's going to be a day when he doesn't want to actually make the podcast as long as they are. And he's going to be like, well, you guys have been telling me for years I should shorten the podcast. I'm actually going to shorten the podcast. When he actually does that, I hope I'm 6 feet under. I hope I'm dead and the worms are eating my fucking corpse. Or I'm like, my ashes are spread out into the ocean and the fish are eating my fucking dusted corpse. Because I don't want to live during that time. Well, I'll live long enough to see it fucking retcon and fucking respun and remixed.
Right now, we are leaning more towards content outside of the raw gameplay. This is going to continue to happen in the future. So, just get rid of the podcast, shorten the podcast. It's the opposite is what's going to happen, because that's what actually what's going on is there's more support. Last week, you guys literally voted to have a chill night with me where all we did was talk, and it went well.
Yeah, because you got money for it and it was boring. But this is the same time where he's done a Q&A with Kat. After 2 of them, he said it was boring and nobody was asking any interesting questions. He said it himself. He's told us that Q&As are boring. He literally did it within a month. The projection is staggering. This is a 41-year-old man, because I swear it sounds like an excuses a 13-year-old pulls out of his ass so he can be the most mean-spirited and ugly fuckers on YouTube. Yeah, you know what? He does come off as a fucking teenager. This dude asks like a fucking petty, petulant child that doesn't want to do what he's told. He's being told, Phil, you need to do your homework. Actually, in reality, I don't need to do my homework. And in reality, I could just ace the test because I already know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm already 15 years old, and I know how to take a test. So don't ask me to study. I'm just going to wing it, you know?
That stream went well. So why are you getting at me a comment here? Drop the podcast, make a shorter podcast. No, people want more.
If people are wholeheartedly agreeing with multiple comments from multiple people saying shorten the podcast, why on earth would you come up with the idea that it should be lengthened? I don't know if this is the ODD kicking in or the fact that he just has convinced himself that this content is actually worthwhile. Because actually, in reality, it is. It's his highest grossing fucking thing that he's doing today. Nothing else that he makes actually draws in more viewership than his fucking pre-stream today. The last time he's seen these kind of views is when he started Street Fighter 6 beta or when he did Elden Ring. But unless he's talking about some kind of drama or he's begging, people fucking check the fuck out.
That's what I'm seeing. The actual evidence versus this kind of one-off suggestion, the evidence is people are liking it more. So do more of it.
Yeah, do more of it.
Oh, let's see here.
Man, you know what? If he literally followed that line of logic, he wouldn't be playing Tekken right now. Tekken is vehemently hated, not even really watched, and not even supported. But he still inserts it into every single opportunity he can. So why doesn't he drop fucking Tekken at this point?
Let's see here. So this one actually is a good one. It says you should...
Okay, this one is actually a good one. This is one that he agrees with. So what is it? Is it OP Boone?
Try diving into YouTube By the way, this will probably be the last suggestion we take for today because I got to get the shout-outs and stuff. You should dive into your YouTube analytics for podcasts. Yeah. See what segments of the show have spikes or dips in... This
is literally Boone's comment. Of course, it's a good comment. In regards to the recent discussion about stepping back from gaming content and expanding podcast-style content, you should dive into your YouTube analytics for these podcasts and see what segments of the show have spikes or dips in viewer retention. Does the retention start to go down when you bring up the schedule? Consider shortening that segment. This is literally what I told him to do. He didn't even post this until after I posted mine, and he agreed with me. Boone literally agreed with my point. He's literally talked about doing the timestamps and actually talking about retention analytics. He said it that day. He actually agreed with me and echoed the point. So if he agrees with this, he agrees with my point. Because it's the same point I made. You should dive into your YouTube analytics for these podcasts and see what segments of the show have spikes or dips for viewer retention. Does the retention start to go down when you bring up your schedule? Consider shortening that segment. Does the retention spike up when you discuss gaming news? Consider covering more gaming news or expand into the entertainment news too. My AI generated timestamps likely help with these stats, encourage people to click through parts of the podcast that interest them, lowering retention for parts that they want to skip or pass, and raising retention for parts they want to watch.
50 big ups and his OP Boone. Just a factually based observation.
Man, if I had enough time to be doing all this shit for fucking DSP, oh god, I literally would have no life. I have a goddamn life. I'd rather be working my 9 to fucking 5. That's why I don't stream half the time. On a video's analytics page, there is a retention graph under the engagement tab. This graph can provide valuable information as to what people actually tune into these podcasts to watch and why they're so successful. Considering sifting through the retention graphs from multiple podcast episodes to recognize patterns. And what he is talking about when you actually go to any one of these pieces of content, and this is probably not a good example, but I'm going to go through this example. He's talking about like the engagement portions here. There's fucking viewer retention. How long do they watch? Where do they cut off? If it's like a straight video, most people are going to do it like this if they get a point. But if you timestamp it a certain way, that's when they're going to dip off. That's how this shit works. He's never really truly looked at this shit. Because why would he? If he was smart about it during his fucking live streams, he would actually take a look at a live stream, look at the analytics, and actually look at the engagement. If he looked at it and looked at where the spikes and the dips were, man, he would get a better idea. And this shit actually matters when they have timestamps, because maybe they're skipping around. Maybe that's what they're doing. But he doesn't care about these analytics because these don't mean anything to him. He doesn't know how to fucking digest it. It's worthless noise. How does he take this?
Viewer retention. Does the retention start to go down when you bring up a schedule? Consider shortening that segment. Does the retention spike when you discuss gaming news? Consider covering more gaming news or even expand into entertainment news. My robo-generated timestamps likely help with these stats, encouraging people to click through to parts of the podcast that interest them, lowering retention for parts they want to skip past, and raising retention for parts they want to watch. On a video's analytics page, there's a retention graph under engagement tab. The graph can provide valuable information as to who actually tunes into the podcast and why they're successful. Consider sifting through the retention graphs for multiple podcast episodes to recognize patterns.
We're going to
and
sway
audience
back
interest.
and forth.
This is all really good constructive criticism.
How is it any different from mine? The fact that he told you to go to a fucking portion of the YouTube studio that you should know how to do? When I say that you're wasting time with a 15-minute schedule segment, it's not because you should cut the schedule segment out. That's not what people are saying. They're saying it's worthless because it's too much bloat. That's why so many people repeat it. So when he hears it from Boone and tells him the same exact shit, only slightly tweaks it, all of a sudden he figures it out. Well, of course he can't shit on Boone. If he shit on Boone, then he would be shitting on the only guy that's actually actively trying to help him. And actually trying to help him with fucking YouTube analytics. Wow, big ups, man.
I want to do that. My challenge is twofold.
Yeah,
the first challenge of this is finding time to do it.
Yeah.
When I'm
yeah, surprise, surprise. His first challenge, actually doing it. Wow, shocker. Bill's only fucking real hurdle towards doing anything is actually doing it. He doesn't have time to do it. He's too busy not cooking the dinners, babysitting the uploads, and then fucking around and hanging out with his wife. And then maybe playing with Jasper. He doesn't have time to look at his fucking YouTube studio. That takes way too many minutes. Why would he?
Already sitting here in this office, 8 to 10 hours a day, streaming, uploading, scheduling.
He could do it right now.
All this stuff. Right?
Literally, he could do it right now. Nothing stops him from pulling up 3 random podcasts within the last week, pulling them up, showing what I just showed you. Nothing stops him from doing this on stream. He could look at it and show people. Is it really that difficult? I'm doing it right here. He's done it before too. He's shown all sorts of dumb shit whenever he's been streaming. Bro, just fucking do it.
Right? And it's taking up the vast majority of my time already with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm going to find time to sit and sift through analytics. Now, I'd love to do this, and maybe what I could do, I'm curious if you could do it on the phone.
What?
Like in the app, because I don't think you can. I think you have to do it actually in the real YouTube dashboard. Like I have analytics.
Bro, just get brave. Literally, just get brave. Get Chrome, get fucking Firefox, get Brave. Just visit the actual dashboard from your phone. If you're that fucking stupid that you don't want to actually like use your PC, use your fucking phone, use an internet browser, stop using the plugin. You can do it. I'm literally on it right now. I'm on my phone on fucking Brave looking at my own fucking YouTube studio. It's not hard to do. I'm playing around with it right now.
In the YouTube apps and stuff that I have, but it's not the full-fledged stuff. It's like a mobile downgraded version, but I'd have to look into this. Okay, I would.
So
I'd have to dive in. So, for example, what I could do, this very podcast, let it sit for a day or two.
God damn.
Go and look at the analytics, and there's engagement analytics, and see when did people come in and watch. When was there spikes? When were there dips? You know what happened?
Spikes?
That's what I got to figure out. The other challenge, and this sadly is
Boone, just do it for
a big
him.
challenge. Okay,
Baby.
is knowing the fact that sadly, I'm not just making content for me. I'm making content that goes into
family?
other circles. And here's what I mean by that.
What?
Detractors. Every single day when I'm streaming, there's thousands.
You are not about to quite literally argue the fact that your content is curated for detractors. It is, but you're not about to applaud that. Because if you're about to applaud that, you're literally saying you're dependent on your detractors from even existing. You are not about to say this, my friend, my guy.
Circles. And here's what I mean by that. Detractors. Every single day when I'm streaming, there's thousands of people rewatching this stream on someone else's stream. And when something gets said that's inflammatory, like for example, let's say,
Elden
I
Ring.
don't know, Tevin is restreaming me today.
Tevin.
And there's some particular meme he brings up, or there's something that I'm saying, a topic that he finds interesting, right? So then he'll bring it up on his stream. All of a sudden, some of his viewers will jump onto my stream, right? And what happens is that skews the audience.
Bro, it doesn't skew the fucking video. The thing that has the timestamps, the thing that OP Boone is talking about is your published videos. The things that nobody is going to raid you. They're going to watch after the fact. That's what they're talking about. So it's not going to skew anything. Unless you're looking at your live stream, which even then, that's stupid as hell. Because if somebody's sitting through the live stream, they're going to sit through it almost the entirety of the fucking time. They're going to jump in whenever, and they're going to jump out. It's not going to tell you. You can't psychically know the content ahead of time unless you've already seen it. That doesn't even make any sense. Bro, we've completely left the reservation. This isn't even the thing he should be arguing.
All right. And by the way, I just said Tevin because he's a common restreamer. Everyone says that he's someone who restreams me all the time for stuff, right? So basically what'll happen is there'll be spikes. Like I'll even see, oh my God, I would look, why on earth do I have like 600-700 viewers right now? I don't even understand it. Like where did that come from?
Yeah, it's 460. Right?
And you'd be like, well, that's because someone was restreaming you. They said a comment about what you were saying. And so their viewers came over to see your stuff, right? To comment in the chat themselves or whatever. You'll notice all of a sudden there'll be a ton of accounts that will come into the chat and all start saying the same thing. And that's because you know where they came from.
How does that work for right now? I have like, Jesus Christ, I have like 850 fuckers in here right now. We're not even watching the live stream. We're watching the pre-stream where he was complaining about shit. So they're definitely not going to be going over to DSP Reacts and commenting right now. Nobody gives a shit. Literally nobody gives a shit. So does that mean the analytics have dropped off completely off the face of the earth because nobody cared about that segment? Probably. Jeez, come on, man.
From a restreamer stream, and that skews the data. So it sucks because, for example, if you're trying to use analytics to figure out, I wonder,
it makes sense like that. It's like I've never left a restreamer to go to raw unfiltered stream. I mean, some people do because they want to hear the actual raw shit. They want to hear it without all the breaks and shit. Because when I'm sitting here and I'm pausing all the fucking time, I'm pausing just because it's like I need to break it up and make it, meaningful and flavorful and fair use and all that shit. But it's also because I have a point that I got to make too. Because this guy prattles on and on and on, and he's going to make fucking 5 different points when in reality they weren't even related to the first point in the first place. That's how it is. But to Stephen Hawking's point, when I'm watching Ann or Pop, I go over to Phil's fucking chat and then I fucking say something. No, most people do not do that. They just don't. They're inherently in there from the beginning. Or they might listen in because somebody's stream went down or something. But this dude is so full of himself that he thinks that the analytics are going to get skewed because he's saying dumb shit on his stream. Well, you know what? Maybe so. Maybe they're going to all jump in and say, Phil, what did you say that for? Huh? DSP, huh? DSP banhammer, DSP shoot them in the back of the head? I don't fucking know.
Really was the most engaging part of the podcast, right? And it'll be, it's when someone tipped $1 and started talking about Review Tech USA in a negative way, and you commented on it, but in reality, your viewers don't care about that. That's the detractors. They care about that content. So they came to the stream to see it, but your viewers didn't give two shits. Your real supportive viewers. That's a problem.
So why do you talk about it? You already talked about Wings and you talked about Rich today, and you already talked about Tevin. So why did you talk about any of these subjects if they're all taboo and they're all like things that people don't give a shit about? I know you're just trying to make an example about these things, but in reality, you're literally stirring up drama. This is all drama stirring nonsense. And you knew it from the get-go, which is why you're doing it. Which is why the wins out of your sales get fucking taken out immediately when you do this kind of shit, and then somebody fucking restreams it or re-ups it. And he complains about it because what he wants is all the organic views. Those views should be my views. In reality, they should be seeing me actually do the racist comments and actually typing it in my comment section. They shouldn't be over on a Restreamers. They shouldn't be on a re-upload. They should be over on my fucking stream, on my fucking video, I guess.
There's no way to tell in analytics where your real engagement is coming from. Like, what did my actual viewers and fans who are here every day, what did they like about my show today? That you can't tell.
He can't tell.
Because you're going to get those spikes and those interferences from outsiders. How many people can say every time that they put out content on YouTube, there's 1,000 people watching them on other streams that could skew their analytics at any moment?
Bro, how many people can just simply pull their chat and say, hey, did you enjoy the 15-minute schedule segment? Most people don't even have those to ask. Why don't you just ask your chat right now? Why don't you just have a secret member-only poll? Say, chat, how many of you actually cared about me ranting for 15 minutes about my schedule? What if they told you, no, we hate it, cut it back? What would you say then? Or are they all trolls? Who knows?
Right? Probably not many. Maybe me and a few other people who get restreamed all the time, like Wings and stuff like that. Probably a few of us, but not that many, right? We're in a unique situation where these tools sadly don't get used as much because we can't really use them because they get thrown for a loop whenever that kind of stuff happens.
You can't use
right?
the analytics.
But I like the suggestion
course.
I guess because it would be a lot easier for me to do this stuff, for example, on my phone. Like, let's say, for example, you know, I'm on my day off, and Kat and I are relaxing in the living room. We're watching something together. Nonsense. Maybe Kat's playing a game, and I'm watching her play. But maybe then I could pop open my phone and get the app open and say, let's take a look at the podcast from 2 days ago. Let's see the spikes and things and try to coincide those with the time.
He's just trying to sit here and he's trying to be like,
now, right?
Yeah, when I'm sitting there on the couch and playing WWE Champions and I gotta wait for a cooldown, you know, I could be checking on my phone.
To do it.
I want to be in my office.
I'm wait for my family to do it. I don't see how I'm gonna have time to do it. That's the
when I'm away from my family. What are you doing with Kat? You're literally watching her fat back. I was eyeballing Kat's fat, massive back. And, you know, I had to pull away from that and I had to look at Google Analytics. I guess he really does love chubby people, huh? He really does love, the BBWs. He's, really infatuated. He can't keep his eyes off her.
Problem, I'm already to the point where I've worked myself as much and stretched myself as thin as I can get.
Proper, I will give you the long and short of it. DSP reacted to the suggestion box as one would imagine. He did go over my suggestion and he only made it to point number 2 at the bottom and started reading number 3 silently. And then he was like, this is stupid and he's a troll and this is invalid. And then he fucking rage quit the entire comment and then he slandered it all the way through and constructed multiple straw men and beat them up. And what's funny is he's actually talking about OP Boone's comment, which is quite literally my point number 3, the thing that he rage quit on, which is short in the pre-stream, which OP Boone actually agreed with right here. He knows about it. He's been telling him and he gets ignored all the time. He takes that feedback that day, 7 days ago, posts it up afterwards. DSP reads it. He's like, yeah, that's a good idea. I should take that into consideration. I should take analytics into consideration. I should shorten down segments that are fucking stupid and bloat it to all hell. He sits there and he's like, yeah, but I can't do it because, you know, my phone, it can't go to YouTube Studio. But when it does, it's an app and it doesn't have the analytics. But he doesn't even know if it has the analytics. But he can simply solve it by just going on a browser. But he doesn't want to do that because it's too much work. He's literally coming up with so many excuses about how he cannot do a thing, which is literally on stream. He could do it right now. He could take a stream or a fucking video, hit the engagement tab, and then scroll down and look at the fucking engagement. That's all he has to do. But he won't do this because doing this is too hard. So he's right now fucking arguing semantics and fucking nonsense about how he literally is too lazy to do a thing. Bro, I hate it. I hate it. I legit hate it. I cannot tell you. Words cannot. If I can make a chi ball right now to say how much I hate it and then just Kamehameha, I would. And still be on camera.
People are saying, we're not getting enough of the games we want. We're not getting enough of the React content we want. Then saying, oh, by the way, on top of that, spend more time analyzing your data and stuff. It's like, I cannot do any more time. I can't. That's the limits of my time. You know what I mean? Like, I have to draw a line in the work-life balance at some point, and I'm already working too much. So there's got to be a better split way at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I work way too hard now. I don't edit the videos. I don't do anything. I literally let other people do it. Bro, you know what? At that point, literally appoint a stream manager. You could... Nothing stops him from having a channel manager who has limited access, can't delete videos, nothing, that has granted access that can look at the analytics. Grant it to Boone. I cannot believe I am saying this right now, but grant OP Boone the ability to go in as a channel manager to view your analytics and do it for you. So he can prove once and for all, when you do these stupid ass segments with schedule, people blow through it. When you do rants, people pay attention to it. It's the obvious thing that everybody can point out because it's the most watched shit on all of your channels. Is when you rant, when you complain, and when you say something dumb. Just do it at this point. Fuck it. It would literally make everybody's life easier if he would just do that. Is Boone a human? I don't even fucking care anymore. I truly don't. Give it to Boone. Because this is retarded at this point. He has someone who uploads emotes for him twice. He has emotes uploaded and he was fucking around and he was surprised. Yeah, he does. He does have a manager that's on the back end. He's pretending he doesn't. But just had that person be a manager at this point. Fuck it. At least he'll give the information that's needed. Phil is washed up, moldy dinosaur boomer who thinks doing something simple as dressing himself in the morning is just too much. He gets Kat to do that for him. I don't think so. I think that he steals her look whenever he's wearing the cardigan. He's trying to, you know, show off, honey, I can wear it too, you know, and I can fit it. You're not that big. But let's be real. Like, it's just fucking stupid. This dude actually has to do the work that if he wants to complain about people not viewing his shit, he needs to put in work. He can't just hit the start and stop button and just say, hey man, that's it. Put out the content that people want. And if they don't want it, fucking trim it out, man. If you don't understand that, then you're not going to get the viewership that you're looking for.
But we'll see, because I think it's a great suggestion. I actually do. I don't want to say, oh, I'm just going to discredit this entire suggestion. I think the suggestion is very valid and useful. I just don't know how I can implement it right now.
I don't think Phil with a cardigan.
Well, that's enough of a suggestion box for today. We got to get to shout outs now. We started off today on the YouTube side of things. It was Orcs Are Dorks re-upped their membership for 33 months and said, hi everyone. Hello, Orcs Are Dorks. Thank you so much for supporting this channel for almost 3 straight years. Pretty darn
hopefully
cool,
you don't go away like that other guy.
Jack, also re-upping for 2 years, excuse me, 24 months. What future plans do you have for DSP Gaming? Future
plans? Wait a minute. Whoa. Think about the future? And he looks over at the corner demon the moment the future was fucking announced. Look at this dude. He panicked the moment like somebody said, wait a minute, what future? I thought I was just gonna die doing this, huh? Wait a minute.
Plans right now, I think this channel is doing good. I think that covering, you know, different game releases, variety of stuff, every once in a while doing a...
Yo, I think that this channel's just doing fine. Really? Really, okay, my Enwa? Really? Okay, sure. This is the same guy who's been complaining that nobody's watching his fucking content. You have videos that have been up for more than 24 hours that can't even break 300 views on your main. On your main. What? What? Excuse me? Sir, you have Tekken 8 videos that have not broken 1,000. That was almost a week ago. What are you talking about? What are you smoking? Whatever you're smoking, I want to smoke it. I feel like it would be flavorful and robust and probably make me see into the future too.
A special event on the channel, the podcast every day. I think we're good. I don't think DSP Gaming needs anything to mix it up or change the formula. I do think other channels like DSP Reacts, DSP Throwback, those are channels that we can grow and do new stuff. I don't see this channel changing that much. I think that this one is working fine. Okay?
Right. It's working as intended. We're not going to change the formula. In fact, the only reason why we changed the formula is because we put the formula on other channels so you can drink that formula instead of this baby formula.
Okay.
Okay. Bites nails.
All right. Unless
delicious.
you have suggestions, in which case I'm open. You have a suggestion?
Yeah, if you have suggestions, though, I'm open. Except those suggestions I don't agree with. Those I'm not open to, and I will vehemently fucking berate and mock and create a straw man and beat it up. Pretty cool.
Change, do differently. So maybe create some growth or change or evolving of a content that I put on this channel. But I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and it seems like this is the channel people want this content on. Right?
Really?
So
no shit.
There you have it. Okay. So on the tip side of stuff.
All right, 1 minute man, $25.
We start off today.
Is he gonna say a fucking tip about Baldur's Gate? That's gonna be real good. If he does that, I'm gonna laugh. I don't even know what he would have said. But he probably said it.
A 333 anonymous tip. Basically, they sent me a message.
Oh, what did they say?
And they said,
coded.
It's just a message about the React show. That they had accidentally submitted the wrong clips. So it's all good. It happens. For the record, I noticed that. At least for one clip I noticed was a repeat, and I did not put that into the playlist. So it happens. Just be a little more careful, so that way you you're moving forward. You don't end up having your clips skipped. So there you go. Thank you for the tip.
Yeah, don't want them skipped unless it's on purpose.
I don't want to skip the clip. Oh my god, excuse me.
Yeah, we could have skipped that, by the way. We could have muted when we were doing that. We literally had our hand on the trigger. We could have muted for that burp. You know what? It was so good. I want to hear it again in slow-mo.
I don't want to skip the clip. Oh my god, excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry, everybody. Okay. A disgusting, raucous belch. It's really gross. I'm sorry about that.
Darksea, everybody who has seen me long enough knows my favorite content. It's my favorite portion of the pre-stream. Your favorite portion of the pre-stream. It's whenever DSP bites, chews, scratches, sniffs, or does a weird belch. That is literally my favorite part of the content. Everything else is just shit. I literally have been restreaming for the past, 2 hours just for that one belch. That's pretty good.
I received a $25 tip
from 1 Minute Man, and he says the following. And then a spoiler about Baldur's Gate. He's thinking about it. He's thinking real hard about it. He's reading it as a fucking paragraph. Yo, dude, you can read it out loud. It's not like 1 Minute Man is a fucking troll. Let's be real. You could have read all of that. He's just fucking fucking it right now.
All right, so 1 Minute Man did a $25 tip.
All right, what is he gonna say?
And
I like how Jimmy John says nothing is funny about belching in people's ears.
Interesting suggestion, so I'll read it. Hold on.
All right, let's hear the suggestion. Hopefully it's a good one.
I was skimming through what he was saying, trying to understand what he said before I read it back to you guys.
Yeah, he's afraid he could have been fucking saying something like a detractor would.
Okay, so.
What does he say?
Here's what 1 Minute Man has to say. Ready?
All right.
He says, just a suggestion. Right, now that you're 100 hours into Baldur's Gate 3,
bruh,
maybe around 40% of that was you walking, talking, exploring, doing minor side quests, and minor combat. If you had played this off the clock a few hours a week, uploaded that to your YouTube channel, and encouraged people to watch these videos before the stream, then you focused only on major story elements in the stream, you could be in the real endgame now. I know that if you owned a restaurant, you wouldn't want to have to make sandwiches off the clock, but sometimes sacrifices have to be made, like with Will. Now, you can say, here's the thing, all right? Well...
And he's gonna do the thing, and he thinks he's funny. He thinks he's funny right now. He's literally being told, hey man, focus on the content. And because 1 Minute Man said it on the back of a $25 fucking tip, all of a sudden he has to like treat it with kid gloves. You've wasted so much time, and you've had your chat handhold you the entire time, 1 Minute Man included. What are you going to say? Are you going to make a dumb, funny joke about a restaurant? Is it going to be a... I haven't seen it, but I feel like it's just going to be a dumb, funny... No, attempt at a funny joke. At just restaurant analogies and sandwiches, and maybe an Italian.
1 Minute Man, here's the thing. Okay? First of all, what you're suggesting actually works perfectly for someone who's not a live streamer. Just being honest, yeah, if I wasn't a live streamer, that's the kind of stuff that I used to do all the time, actually. Before I was a live streamer and everything was live broadcast to the world, I would always play games off the clock because everything was off the clock. Everything was just an on-demand video. And sometimes I would not upload absolutely everything, or I would streamline because I knew kind of what was coming in a game or something like that. When I first started as a live streamer,
this is like the helicopter story all over again. I actually don't even have to hear this. This is quite literally when DSP would be like, he would get feedback that says, just play the game on your own time. Why don't you play video games on your own time? Why don't you play Tekken on your own time? He was asked this quite literally a day or two ago. And his answer to this was to like berate the guy saying, hey man, as he's sitting there and he's jerking 2 dicks off, by the way. He's like, hey man, I'm a live streamer and I don't have time to be, playing games on my off time. I actually have a family that I got to hang out with and everything. He does this quite literally within the last 72 hours. And then 1 Minute Man on the back of a fucking $25 tip tells him the same exact shit. Hey man, why don't you just do shit off the clock and then upload it? And he's like, yeah, man, you know, I used to, back when I used to work for a helicopter company 15 years ago, you know, I had an A certification and I used to work off the clock and it was pretty lame. But now I don't do that because I hang out with my wife, watching her back as she's sitting there and watching a YouTuber, and I'm playing on my phone. Pretty meaningful, flavorful, and positive. I guess so, if you like
Seriously,
watching fat neck
that is
rolls.
the actual criticism I got when I was doing stuff off camera back in the day. So it just became, all right, so my first time playthroughs will be 100% honest. We're not going to do anything off camera. We're not going to skip anything. It's just going to be everything you see is what you get. So that way, when you're watching my streams, that's my honest first time experience with the game with no exception. And that's how we've treated it for many, 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 many years. And that's what people wanted. All right.
All right. But now he's going to say, but then all of a sudden people started saying, you need to interact with chat. So his mind is like, interact with chat means I got to ask them for how to do something, and they should play the game for me because that's what I like to have done.
What you're suggesting would be, for example, if I was someone,
pick his, please don't restaurant.
How can I say?
Don't restaurant.
If I was someone who was not a full-time streamer, but instead was a YouTuber who edited all their content, correct?
Okay.
Streamlined their playthrough, correct? Then you're right. And I'm sure a lot of people did that too. I'm sure a lot of people have done that. They took a playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3, and instead of it being a raw 100-hour playthrough, they edited that down to 40 hours of the major story. And there's a lot of other side stuff. And they're like, well, if you want to see that, maybe I'll release that later, or I'll do a side quest side series where you can see that. But the main plot points you can see here, right? And I understand that that might be more digestible for a certain kind of audience, but I'm a full-time live streamer. I'm not that kind of a YouTuber.
So he's just saying that he doesn't want to do the work. Just say that you don't want to do the work. Bro, this isn't even what he's arguing for. His little fucking tip was saying, hey, Phil, maybe you should do some of the content off camera and upload that off camera so that way people can digest it and do the important shit on camera. And you would already have completed this game. And he's making an argument about how he can't do this stuff because he's a live streamer and everything has to be live streamed. Well, I guess so. Everything has to be content. He can't play a game just for himself. It has to be recorded, chopped up, divided, and uploaded onto the internet so people can, I don't know, get ads for it.
I don't sit there editing videos offline. You know what I'm saying? A lot of YouTubers actually edit out fails. They edit out things that they feel are boring in their playthroughs, right? You'll be traveling across a map. It's like, well, that's boring. Nothing happened. Just edit out 5 minutes. They'll do that. I'm the raw gameplay guy. Like I've always have been. And again, I was very strongly criticized around the times when I was not just the raw gameplay guy, that I'm leaving out stuff. In the case of your specific suggestions, all right, you're saying play the game off camera, right? But then be sure to stream the story.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Why?
Because I don't know what's the story. And
I am almost positive, just like it is with Divinity, because I've only looked at my journal once, but there's a division in quests where there's a main story quest and then there are sub-story quests. And he knows that. And he's really just trying to pretend that that doesn't exist. I don't know, man. It could be a main story, it could be a side story. I don't fucking know.
I don't know what's not. I've never played the game before. Remember, I'm not sitting here with a guide or strategy or anything. Everywhere I'm going, I'm just walking around and exploring genuinely. Correct?
No, incorrect. You literally told us Chad is doing it for you. You literally told us when you were ranting about my comment 2 hours ago that chat was literally telling you where to go. And if they didn't tell you, you wouldn't have explored there. So no, you're not genuinely exploring. That's the problem. You're not genuinely exploring anything.
And I will maybe discover a major story element. Like yesterday, when I went into Worm Fortress or whatever, I did run into major story elements, but I also ran into a bunch of side quests, right? Like it was a combination of factors there. I didn't know what I was going to find in there. I had no idea. So unless I'm spoiling myself on this content, there's absolutely no way that I would know only stream these parts and leave the other parts for off stream and then later on upload or separately edit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's so great that he has the gall to say all of this at the face of the person that gives him $20 to $25 to literally tell him to not do a thing or to do a certain thing in Baldur's Gate every single day. And then sometimes on days where he's not even playing the game. He has the gall to read this comment, misconstrue it, and then pretend he doesn't know what's coming up from the guy who literally spoils him every day.
The raw live streams, that way you don't miss anything, right? Everything is always broadcast to the people watching, and you can't miss anything out. Now you're right, that also creates bloated content, because every piece of side content, every piece of exploration, every piece of that experience is shown publicly, and it could make the playthrough much longer. But I think a lot of people like that about my playthroughs. When they watch it, they say, okay, if this is my honest first time playing the game, this is what it's like. You know how many people over the years have said they really enjoyed a playthrough of mine because they've played the game, but they're a fan of the series. They know all about it, correct? Well, me, I'm an outsider, right? I went into Baldur's Gate 3 knowing nothing about D&D, knowing nothing about what the game was going to play like outside of the combat that I did in Divinity 2. But outside of that, it was all fresh and new. So now to see an outsider play this is fun because you're seeing that first time honest experience to everything, to the story elements, to the side content, to the traversal, to the exploration, to all the things, right? I'm sure a lot of people get laughs when I walk into a room full of poison and I freak out because it goes into turn-based mode, which I absolutely hate turn-based mode out of combat. I don't ever want to use it. And I'm freaking out that the AI won't follow me and stuff like that. People get a kick out of that, right? But that's my honest reaction. And people are like, haha, I see, here's a newbie getting owned by these mechanics that we're a pro at, and we just coast through that, and it's fun to see him fail at that, right? So that's what I mean. Like, that's what a lot of people come to my content for. I totally understand the kind of content you're suggesting. You're more hands-on, more edited, more curated, more, you know, let's streamline. There's tons of content creators that do that. They're not full-time live streamers.
And they also have an editing staff too, which you have now. You can literally offload the process of editing these playthroughs over to them. Why don't you do that? Oh yeah? Kind of crickets there.
Full-time live streamers won't do that. Or
they'll do
the
both.
content creator themselves is the full-time live streamer, but they're rich because they're giant content creators and they hire a whole editing team.
What? Bro, you've literally told us you had editors. Are you saying you're rich now? Dude, you've told us you had a team. Wait a minute.
Or the content creator themselves is the full-time live streamer, but they're rich because they're giant content creators and they hire a whole editing team. And so the editing team will take their content and clip it up, chop it up, and say, okay, here's the streamlined story playthrough, here's the side stuff, here's it, and they do that for them because they get paid to do it. I don't have that.
You have editors though. You don't pay them, but you have editors. So what's stopping them? The fact that they won't do it unless you give them money? You just give them money then. What if he had, okay, imagine this, chat. If he had a stream goal once a week to hit $100 to have an edited week of DSP where he, whatever, Baldur's Gate, and he edited down, or the editor edited down to 1 hour, and he got paid $100 to do it, a separate pot, just to have edited content, do you think he would meet that goal? I actually have a funny feeling he would meet that goal, that people would donate to that, and I don't think he'd like it, because he'd think it would be money out of his pocket, money that he couldn't see. I want to see if somebody would suggest that and if he would shit on that idea, because that would be wild. He would have to admit that he doesn't pay his editors, and he would have to admit that he doesn't want money going to his editors at all, period, in any form. He doesn't want to, you know, get the stuff that actually would make him blow up or something.
Right? I don't. Already I got people working their butts off to make stuff for the Throwback channel, and that's just the minimal editing work, I don't have
it's
a
minimal.
crack team of 30 people who can all sit down and start editing and chopping up and doing. Because it's funny because people suggest this all the time. Why?
30 people? How many editors does he think people actually hire? Like, does he think people like PewDiePie have 30 editors at his beck and call? They're usually just one, maybe two max. What are you smoking?
Why don't you have someone sit there and watch your podcast and chop that podcast up into clips? Like when you did your reaction to the Dark Souls.
You did. And you fired him because he asked for money and you didn't want to pay him. You also have AI Boon that literally timestamps everything. What?
I keep saying Dark Souls. When you did a reaction to the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, why didn't you have someone clip that out as an edited clip and post it up as a separate video? Because I don't have people to do that. I can't pay employees. My money has to go to basic stuff. I'm not a filthy rich dude like these other content creators you're thinking about.
So that's kind of cool. He just basically admits, yeah, I don't give my editors any money whatsoever. So if he has at least one editor, he does not get paid. He does it for free.
I'm not. It's hilarious how I always get held up to them. Like, here's someone who's only 10 times bigger than me. Literally, he's probably a millionaire. And they have a team of editors to do this for that. I can't do that. You know, I'm a one-man show. I always have been. I do get help now, which is nice. That there's some people who have stepped up and said, look, we always wanted to see this throwback stuff. Let's help you with it. Let's do it. And I'm like, thank you so much for that. But I can't hire a team of editors to make this style of content. I just can't.
You could pay the one editor you have a little bit to help.
Listen, if I had that, maybe things would be different, right?
Yeah, if I had a team of editors, you know, maybe it would be different. The one editor that I have isn't enough. I need 30 of them, and they gotta work for free. And then maybe I would have the content that you want. You know?
But I can't. You know? I can't. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Look at him.
know,
he picked up the stress ball, by the way. Look at this. He picked up the stress ball as he was talking about
that. Maybe things would be different,
Ooh,
right?
What's this
but I
about?
Can't.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. He doesn't do that often, but when he does, you got to pay attention to that. Because that means something is being said that he doesn't want to say right now. That is not something he should have said. Something in there, something about this set of lines, something he said here was not something he should have said.
I do this for that. I can't do that. You know, I'm a one-man show. I always have been. I do get help now, which is nice. That there's some people who have stepped up and said, look, we always wanted to see this throwback stuff. Let's help you with it. Let's do it. And I'm like, thank you so much for that. But I can't hire a team of editors to make this style of content. I just can't.
Okay, so they're at will free employees.
Listen, if I had that, maybe things would be different.
If I had that, things would be different. Cracks knuckle with the squishable avocado style egg stress ball situation type deal.
Right? But I can't. You know? I can't.
And then he laughs with a crooked laugh. This is how he laughed, by the way. Yeah, there was something in that statement right here. If I had that, I would do it. Grabs stress ball, squeezes it, laughs out of the side of his mouth. Very interesting. I wonder what that means.
I can't. So it is what it is.
Maybe he can. And
you
he's
know,
lying.
in a perfect world.
Yeah, that's definitely
First
a
of all,
blatant
I
lie.
love being a live streamer. I would always.
Okay, now look at this. Now look at this. We've now rewritten what the argument is. I love being a live streamer. Hold up. Let me tell you this story about how I'm a live streamer, how much I love my job.
You know, in a perfect world. First of all, I love being a live streamer. I would always want my streams to be the raw stuff. I wouldn't want to have my stream be, oh, we're saved this special part of the story just for this stream.
You literally did that with Don Doko. You literally did that for Valentine's Day. You saved, you bum rushed, wasted 3.5 hours off of the Super Bowl event to bum rush a fucking segment of a game so you could make it a special event with your wife. What the fuck are you actually talking about? Do you actually smoke crack? And
that's all we're doing today on stream. I think that's silly. I like genuinely exploring and enjoying games with my audience. I don't want to have a different kind of
stream
stuff. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, Sith, just stop. He goes,
what did Sith say? No. Now I gotta call it out. What the fuck did Sith say? Where are you? Where the fuck are you, Sith? Where the fuck was this? How far? Is it forward?
with my audience.
Oh, a lot of YouTubers your size have an editor.
I don't want to have a different kind of...
And he's got a 2-year crown, by the way.
And by the way, Sith, just stop. He goes, oh, YouTubers your size have an editor. Then they don't pay them.
You don't either, dummy. You don't either. What are you talking about?
Just tell you, like, listen, I have no sponsors. I have no product placements. I have none of that extra income. Literally, my income is ad revenue on YouTube, membership revenue on YouTube that doesn't even exist anymore because of the fake memberships. Okay? Super chats on YouTube and the tips that come in. All right?
God damn.
That's it. I don't have all this other income that maybe these other YouTubers have. I don't know how to explain it to you any more matter-of-factly.
You know what? Maybe the solution is to do those things to have the income. Because if your income is literally based off of... If your income is literally based off of prayer hands, give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money, that's not going to be sustainable for the long term. Yes, ads can go away. Sponsorships can go away. But you know what can also go away? Your fans if you're bleeding them dry. You can't keep bleeding them dry for years and expect them to stick around. Just expect that this content's just going to work.
Okay? There's no one of my stature bringing in a few hundred views a video.
I would love King Bay
who's
Cruel.
then paying
King
an editor.
Be Cruel.
That's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in my life. You don't know what you're talking about. If you think someone who brings in less than 1,000 views on a stream and a few hundred views per video on YouTube is paying an editor, you are very misinformed.
Look, if I truly wanted somebody to edit my content, I wanted to pay, you know, here's a good example. For the emotes that I do, and any of the artwork, you know what, big ups for those who have actually submitted artwork before for me. I do appreciate it. I don't ask for that unless I'm paying them. And when that does happen, I don't mind tipping something towards them. When it comes to my emotes, any of the emotes that are for the secretary, it's literally all paid for. I don't want to just get it for free. I want to at least do something back. Either I'm going to commission it, or I'm going to tip them, or I'm going to give them something back, something. But this dude he cannot fathom the idea. He has an editor that's willing to do shit for him. Why not throw a couple bucks? Is it so hard that he could go without $50 a fucking month just to give him something? Is it that weird? It's not a lot. It's a gesture. But he can't even impart with that kind of money. This dude is sitting here thinking like he's got to pay somebody thousands of dollars. No, he doesn't. If it's somebody who's probably starting up, somebody who's relatively new, maybe they want to do that for like $100 a week. And he could easily pay for it. Nothing stops him. He could have a separate pot for it. But he's sitting here crying poor as if there's just no way about it. If any detractor actually needs help editing, I don't mind helping either. I would like it as giving back to the community gives me some great laughs. There you go. See, Seal's offering. It's wild, man. He just can't do the bare minimum to kind of just, I don't know, give back. You don't even have hands? Why should we listen to no? I have hands right here. Here they are. Shut up. I have hands. If I could get the middle finger without him putting the pointer finger, I would, but it doesn't know how to do it. So fuck you. I can't even do a middle finger.
Okay. Very, very misinformed. That could be true. Someone just said, perhaps some of these people are doing it for resume experience. You may be right.
He could at least give them a fucking free sub. Remember how he had 10 fucking subs that he could gift away a month? Remember that story? What happened to that? You can see how it conveniently went away for the last 2 months? Wowee. Remember how Phil used to be so generous that he bragged for weeks? Oh yeah, I have 10 gifted subs that I can give away. They started doing that for YouTube? And then he never fucking did it ever again on any of his channels. Just Here you go. Here's the act of charity right around Christmas. There it is. And I don't know about it anymore. Wow. Pretty cool, fun, positive way of giving back to the community. It's even worth less than the Argentinian subs. It's literally free.
Maybe that's the case. Maybe some people are coming in and saying, you know, if I can say that I was an editor for a YouTuber for a year or two, and then I can actually go off to do this kind of work for a company because I have experience that I can show. Maybe that's what it is. But I'm telling you right now, I cannot afford to pay someone a paycheck to edit my videos. I just can't. You know, right now, like I told you, things right now are very, very tight for me personally, just as is, because of this stuff going on with these memberships and stuff. Right now, I'm barely to the point where I'm getting by.
Oh,
I'm
it's getting by
it,
now.
But it's so tight. How the hell am I supposed to afford to pay an editor to do this stuff? It's never gonna happen.
He literally bragged about how he ordered a new pair of fucking
Stinky.
neck phones.
Ooh, Spinky.
He showed that off the other day.
Ooh, Spinky.
What do you mean he's barely getting by? What?
Ooh,
No, he literally did this.
Spinky.
He literally did this the other day. Where is this? I know he did it. Was it this stream? No, it was the other stream, wasn't it?
Suki. Oh,
Thank you, Rydrake. Thank you for showing up in the Twitch chat. Oh man, I wish I could find it. Here it is. He was literally showing off that he got a new pair of neck phones. No, he has one as a gift and one he bought. He has 2 new neck phones. A total of 2 new neck phones. But he's talking about how he's broke and he's barely making it. He went out for dinner. He went out for breakfast. He went out to Sears and got himself some new clothes. And then he went out and bought himself a new pair of neck phones. And then he got a second pair, supposedly gifted from nobody. You know those supposed nobodies that always exist in his chat and they're always so helpful and beneficial and they all like to donate shit? Yeah, it came from nobody. I'm willing to bet he bought the second pair too. Fuck it, he bought 2 pairs of these. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna declare it at this point. DSP bought 2 pairs of fucking headphones. I'm gonna say it until he can prove otherwise. And I don't even care if he can prove it otherwise. Because if he can prove that he purchased the one, then he wasn't broke. Because this was a purchase that he didn't need to make. Absolutely did not need to make. Yeah, he has 3 total now. This dude claims he's broke as a fucking joke. He has no money to spend on anything. Bullshit. Actual fucking bullshit. The dude is a liar and he likes to tell you that he can't afford fucking paying his editors. He buys superfluous shit all the fucking time. Shit that he doesn't need. The things that he says he can't upgrade, he upgrades all of a sudden overnight. And he says, well, I'm broke. He literally said he got a new mic and a new pop guard. Where did that come from? I thought we were broke. He's not broke right now. He got paid by YouTube. He's feeling good. That's why he's not going to complain about how last night he only made $5. But sure as shit, if it happens 2 more times, he's going to start crying about it.
Okay. So, back to 1 Minute Man's point. I agree with what 1 Minute Man is saying, okay?
I won't do it.
I think that what 1 Minute Man is saying would actually work for a certain audience. There would actually be people who would prefer a more streamlined playthrough.
I agree, but I disagree.
A 40-hour Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough that just covers the major plot points. And if you want to see side questing or whatever, you could go tune into it in a separate playlist or a separate project or whatever it may be. But that's not the kind of YouTuber I am. I'm a full-time live streaming YouTuber. The vast majority of income I make is from live streams. If I didn't live stream all the time and I just relied on edited content on YouTube, I would not make a living. YouTube has changed so much in the last 7 to 10 years. Ad revenue plummeting, all these things changing, it wouldn't be viable.
Yeah, but this is the same guy who sneaked in that he upped the ads that were happening during a live stream to aggressive without telling people. And when people complained about the ads, he's called them all fucking trolls. So the ads must not be paying anything, but they're paying just enough for him to actually keep them on all of his streams all the fucking time and never tell you if they're aggressive or not. That's kind of lame.
You know, the streams are my lifeblood. People like that honest first time experience of me playing a game. If I were to change that and change the kind of creator I am, that would basically really screw up the way that I make content and the way that right now I'm actually making my living. So I don't think it would work.
Jack Skellington, if you actually want to look back during his what is it? Sleeping Dogs playthrough. 1 Minute Man. Oh God, I can't remember his name. Every single time I have to say the Pocket Sand guy. Rusty Shackleford and one other guy used to be the guys who would rotate giving him money. And he used to say shit back in the day. And that was during the night streams. So if you want to look up shit that 1 Minute Man used to say, go all the way back then.
Short term, maybe long term if it was a big transition. But again, that's not something I can do. That would have to be like some professional editors get involved, which I just cannot do. Okay? Are
we done?
Sparky31 did a super chat. He says, I watch your Elden Ring videos. Why did you blame the input of the game so much? I don't know what that means. The input of the game so much.
Yeah.
The game particularly inputs. When I played Elden Ring, the number one complaint I got is I did jump attacks too much. The number two complaint I got.
The complaint about you when you were complaining about the game was you did inputs that were not coming out or were not the inputs that you were putting in. That was your complaint. And look at him re-fucking mix this. He remixes like, well, actually, this is what the people were complaining about.
Is that when I found an overpowered weapon, I used it too much.
Look at him. Looking
and I
up
was
to
very
God.
stubborn. Like when I was playing it,
Looking
I was
up to
super
God
stubborn
for an answer.
with trying to kill a boss that was optional. I didn't need to fight it, and I spent tons of time fighting it or whatever. I don't particularly remember anyone saying that I was saying too much that the inputs weren't working. With me, with FromSoft games, my big complaint that to this day is that sadly, yeah, the FromSoft control scheme, especially for Dark Souls, Elden Ring,
now he knows what he's talking
Souls,
about. Look, now he knows what he's talking about. It's like, oh, you're talking about how I played on the controller and how I was complaining that it was phantom inputs.
Delay. And they do it on purpose. Other games don't have
Look
that innate delay or
Look
startup.
He knows what he's talking about now.
Like, go play Neo, right? Or go play... Liza P doesn't even have it. Like, Liza P is a very fast reacting game. For some reason, FromSoft love their delay, their startup on attacks. And I do criticize that. I think to this day, I just like to play a FromSoft game where your character moves faster than a snail's pace when you press the button. That would be nice. And we still haven't seen it. Okay, it's an innate part of the programming of the game. I don't particularly remember complaining about it that much in Elden Ring. I had other things to complain about. I don't particularly think it was that big of an issue.
I didn't complain about that much.
You have focused in on a few moments where it was, and if that's the case, I'm not going to say you didn't. I mean, the Elden Ring playthrough was like 100 hours, so very much so, there probably were parts that I was pissed off about at that. So, but I don't remember that being an issue, nor do I remember really even bringing that up in my review of the game. So, thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, invalidated. Pretty cool. Thank you for your money, you dummy.
See here?
Any other super chats? Any other
cool
fucking questions?
Me, so thanks for the insult, and I'm not going to read that. Okay.
Yeah, but you read it in your head, and you announced it. So you did read it, and you gave him fucking notoriety for it.
All right, guys. It is definitely time to end the show, because we got to get set up for the React show. Okay,
I want to look at his milkers.
Thank you. We actually did some suggestion box today, finally, for the first time in a while. So that's
fucking
good.
Saggy. They're all over the place. I hate it.
I hope that you guys are. Oh, my nose itches bad today. I don't know why. Right here on my nose has been itching the whole podcast. If you notice, I've been like scratching it. It's really been itchy today. Hopefully it stops.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all for watching.
Nice
thank you all for your feedback. Thank you all for chilling.
Thank you for the feedback.
And for those who supported the show as well, thank you.
I literally hated all of your feedback unless you gave me money. Thank you for your feedback, except for Boone. Except for the fact that he agreed with me and he actually said the point that I wanted to make. And he got it through to your head and you still said no.
Thank you very much. And tomorrow, I'm sure we'll be talking about how this React Day went and more topics. So thank you all. Please be safe.
Please be safe.
Enjoy the rest of your weekends.
Safe from that.
I will see you on Monday for another episode of the Level 1 podcast.
All right. Pretty cool. Big ups. He's going to take a bathroom break.
Okay, everybody. Allow me to switch over to the React show setup, that is. And what I will do is that the stream's going to go offline for a few minutes. Oop, looks like the capture device needs a refresh.
Oh my God. This fucking wild animal, man.
Much better.
Yeah.
Get the camera
so this is going to be the part
correctly.
where I'm not going to fucking restream because I'm not going to restream all of his shit. I only want to restream quite literally.
There we are.
DSP talking about the suggestion box because that's always a fun time to be had. I didn't go through that one video that he only answered one suggestion because it's way too fucking short and I also couldn't find it. The fact that he pretends that there's no ERPing in his chat, it's kind of funny. Even when he's called out on it, he'll laugh it off. But when he starts finding it and he starts calling it out, I'm gonna laugh really, really hard because I'll be like, "Hey, remember that one time I told you?"
The contributions
and you said, "Fuck
carry
you."
over to the React show as if it were one
I'm gonna
stream,
remember
even though
that.
Technically, it's not, and this stream is gonna end, and that stream's gonna.
Big ups. He's just explaining how the money goes over from one fucking pocket to another. You already figured it out. There was a clip that was submitted to me. I did review it. You know what? I'm just gonna without audio, just without audio. Like he starts skimming around this video, and he, like, okay, you can see something's going on down here. Like I don't. Yeah, you know what? No, I'm. I don't know if I should enlarge this. You can see something going on over there. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And I'm scared to ask what the fuck is going on. But it's around 2 hours and 10 minutes. I don't know what video he's looking at, man, but you know, something's going on. Something's going on, man. So there you go. Yeah, I'm not playing through it anymore. He didn't play through it. He skipped to another video and I don't fucking care. Pretty cool. Pretty fucking cool. All I see is a peace sign. Great. That's all you need to see. That's all you need to see. I will check Rawfill really quick, see how he's doing, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. Oh, wow. Oh, I guess it's... You know what? No, we'll go to DSP Game Man. How's DSP Game Man doing right now? Oh, wait, no, it's DSP Reacts. I keep forgetting that. That's the Cool Kids Club right now. How many people are watching? Look at that, 330. And he's got 32 bucks. He's doing really, really good. He probably had a cool-ass break. He's watched some cool stuff like videos about games, a black screen, a trailer, some wrestling, collections, some weird guy, trailer, cooking videos, and Cobra. Okay, maybe just the one. We'll watch just this one. You can't show me a Cobra video and not have me care about it, all right? I do love my Cobra content.
It's God that can go if you could do with no guitar inside. You could huff your cologne or your perfume. It'd be just as easy, and you know what? You'd actually get something out of it. You'd get high. First time for everything, right? So, fuck the Jersey Shore.
Is this for real?
No, it's for fucking fake.
The cologne huffing origin story of King Cobra JFS. Are you saying that he started on YouTube as like a normal guy?
He's on YouTube.
But he started huffing cologne?
Yeah, actually, you know what? That's all he did. Phil, King Cobra is just the guy who huffed cologne. That's all he's ever done. Ever. That's actually how he got to start. This is how it worked. You figured it out, Phil.
And then... and then it all went downhill from there? Is that actually what happened?
I hate how dumb he is.
Well, I didn't know that.
How dumb he is.
I mean, that's a revelation. I mean,
He's
no,
so
you should not be
willfully stupid.
snuffing or snorting anything.
Snuffing?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Snuffing?
I mean, no, you should not be snuffing or snorting anything.
Big
You
up
know what I'm
snuffing.
saying? Like,
They got snuffies.
did he destroy his brain or something?
Yeah. Why do you think he's
Or
looking
was he
like
always
a goblin?
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm curious. Was he legit a normal guy just making videos on YouTube, and then he started sniffing things, and the next thing you know,
oh my god,
he becomes this infamous YouTuber for doing weird things like eating
shout
the
out
snail
Snuffy.
burrito, right?
Shout out
I
to
wonder.
Snuffy.
Anyway, it's a bit more complicated than that. All right, again, I don't know anything about these guys. I really don't care to know about them. People just keep submitting clips about them, so I bear with it. I pause because as you hear, it's a copywritten song. I can't really listen to more than a couple seconds of this.
Oh, who cares?
I'm walking on sunshine.
He's even singing the song.
Woohoo! First time for everything, right?
So he literally just kept doing this over and over the years. He just kept sniffing cologne.
Yep. Among other such nonsense.
On camera, too.
Yeah.
Remember
when DSP beat off on camera? Yep. I agree, Phil.
All right, I think it's time to go to the next video.
Wow, cool. That was like 20 seconds of Cobra content. Holy shit. I can't believe that guy paid $20. 20 whole actual doll hairs for that kind of content. I wonder if that guy is feeling like this right now. Man, $20 down the drain. Hopefully he paid with it with Argentinian dollars. That probably would have been actually worth your time.
Oh.
Okay, I don't fucking care for the rest of this. Big ups. I don't care for any of this content. I'm sorry if you thought I was going to restream DSP and his DSP Reacts. His Reacts is trash. I've always said it's been trash and it will always continue to be trash. I don't care how many views he's going to have on it. The real reality is that the content is very, very low effort. Somehow or other more low effort than a person restreaming him. And that's saying a lot. People don't care about it and people tune the fuck out because it's, you know, really low brow content. Yeah, $1 per second apparently. Man. You need to watch the Singapore Specials Forces propaganda video. Is this really?
For us to be seen and to be present. The mere presence of the police prevents crimes. Clearly, if I run the risk of being caught, I'll abandon my plan. Nevertheless...
You're kidding me. This is not Singaporean. I refuse to believe it. That's fucking Paris. It's fucking stupid. This is extra stupid. I'm not gonna watch police on fucking rollerblades. Here we go. Singapore Airlines make 50,000 in-flight meals. This is the real content right here. Could you imagine who submitted this? It's a Business Insider too. Look at this. DSP was watching this. They had little food segments and shit. Yeah, look at that. Talking about the fucking rice and coconut and shit. And calling out a bunch of fucking support and shit and holding on a pause screen for fucking forever. Yeah, this is the cool ass content right here. Fuck this. I'm done. Phil loves Singaporean propaganda. He does. I should stream Tunic. I thought about it actually. I don't have any desire to play Tunic. I actually have a contractually obligated game that I need to play for Rydrake. I do have a game on Steam that I need to, no, I had 2 games on Steam I need to play. I've just been putting it off. I've been way too busy this week. I'm gonna see if I can take Monday off though, because I'm actually really burnt out from all the work that I've been having to do this week. It's been actually crap. But it is what it is. This was my streaming obligation for today since I missed out on yesterday, so hopefully it made up for somebody. I'm sorry I didn't stream yesterday. I usually play video games on Twitch, but I don't know, I was feeling kind of oozy. Is that what the cool kids call fun and entertaining and not so positive, but flavorful and robust? Maybe. I don't know. Is Rob Phil offline? I don't think Rob Phil is just restreaming this. He raided DDM, which DDM is taking care of it. It is what it is. Slayer's what happens when a dent is raised in a country with an authoritarian government and constantly force feeds propaganda to the populace. Yeah. I agree. Okay, yeah, I'm done. I don't have anything else to tell you. This was a colossal waste of time, but it was kind of cool to see DSP react to comments on his little stupid DSP fucking pre-stream show, where he pretended that all the comments that are ever coming in are actually negative comments. But even if they are positive, he'll never recognize them because why would he recognize them? I won't say that there are any more trolls, but there are definitely people in there that might be trolls. And if he reads their comments, it'll probably be a month from now. Because DSP can only take so much negativity of being told you're doing it wrong before he just goes back into his cloistered chambers and hides. Like a cat crying downstairs or something. Is there somebody I can raid? I can probably raid DDM. You know what? I'm probably going to raid DDM. Because that way, you'll have your ability to watch DSP. That seems like a great idea. Fun and positive. You can watch DSP look at some kind of knockoff rat game or something. I don't fucking know. Hopefully DSP does something stupid next time. It might give me something to fucking talk about because he's been super fucking boring. There's been a lot of nonsense, but you know, if you're paying attention and you can feel the winds of fate changing, you'll know what I'm talking about. So don't think about it. Have a good one. Catch you later. I appreciate it, King Be Cruel. Thank you for stopping by, dude. Among other such people, thank you for stopping by. I'm going to give quick shout outs. 33, Aaron, Borat 1991, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, B+, BR Joe, C, Chad, St. John, Chalky Milk, Cookie Boy 70, Krusty Phoenix, Dark Seed of Flow, Debater, Dooblanc Dooble, Dragon Slayer Production, Give More Blood, Ice Yamamoto, Incorrect Beans, Ice Bread, Jim Dancing, Joe Blah, King Be Cruel, Lefty, McDougal, Meth Bear, Pleebles, Ramon Sanchez, Remy, Rojizi, Shiox, Slurms, Stephen Hawking, Steve of the Dead, To Stupid, The Dude, Valkyries, Valoran, Vicious, War Dog Leader, Whomper, 1, 2, 3, 4, Zerglu, and who else? Revy, Slurms Mackenzie, McDougal, if I didn't say McDougal, Diocletian, Blazing Frost, Meth Bear, if I didn't say Meth Bear as well, Sneed Poster, Rome Treader, Blazing Frost, Surprise Asian Man Sam, Roachbait FNB, Crimson Red, Botche the Game, my best friend, Passed Over. No, I didn't mean to pass over you, Bjorn. Okay, Bjorn, thank you, Bjorn. Ramon Sanchez, sorry, Normal, Tony, Holly, pick up Holly. Okay, and everybody else that I failed to mention. Go over there and have fun. We'll see you next time. Goodbye. Bye-bye. So long.